The following is a presentation of Spring Hill Sports Live. It's time for Spring Hill High School Athletics. On your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strode Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. Also by It's time for the Broncos, right here on your home for Spring Hill High School Athletics, Spring Hill Sports Live.
And good Friday evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the weekend, and welcome to another night of high school football here on Spring Hill Sports Live. You see an empty field here as both teams have retreated to the locker rooms, get their final words of wisdom before they come out here at Spring Hill High School. BJ Harris along with you, alongside me, Matt Jones, Caden Carbajo, as we get ready for week number 9 of the high school football season. This could be the final week this will be the final week for one of these two teams. Obviously, as Bronco fans, we're hopeful that it is not them, and I do believe the Broncos have a really good opportunity here to come in and get a win as they took one of the top teams in the region, and certainly one of the top teams in Class 4A, the Lewisburg Wildcats, right down to the wire last week, falling 17-20. We'll talk about that ball game just a little bit more, recap that one, and see how we can apply that to what we will see here tonight, as well as the rest of the playoffs, as the Broncos do set up pretty nicely. We'll also talk about those playoffs as we go through our area matchups a little bit later here on the Comfort Designs pregame. Before we do that, bring you in here, Matt Jones. And Matt, looking back to last week, and we'll get more into it a little bit, but we talked about the Broncos. If they can kind of get some momentum going in the game, they can be hard to put away. We kind of prognosticated that in the pregame, and then it came true in front of us.
Absolutely. I think that's the best game the Broncos have played this season, and obviously it was the best opponent they played, probably Lewisburg or Eudora being the top two teams. But Broncos played really well. They played some smash-mouth football, and if they can take that into tonight's game, I definitely think they'll see some success.
We'll go back and talk about that game and how the Broncos were able to have some success against Lewisburg as well. Again, look around the area and then talk a little bit about what we know about the Leavenworth Pioneers here tonight. The Pioneers at 3-5 coming in here in this matchup as well. We'll talk about the Pioneers, the Broncos, and look around the state of Kansas here in the first week of the playoffs, week number 9 of the high school football season. We'll kick it off next with the Comfort Designs pregame show here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net. Or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453. The industry's most advanced equipment and training, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and the small-town friendly service you expect. That's J&T Auto Service in Spring Hill. Eliminate the veil of uncertainty with J&T Auto's digital diagnostic process. This unique service ensures transparency, clear communication, and documentation, allowing for a quick and complete repair. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their number one goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Welcome back out here to the Shack, Spring Hill High School Activities Center, here on a beautiful Friday night in Spring Hill. B.J. Harris, Matt Jones, Caden Carbajo. Just ahead of this one, the Spring Hill Broncos, Leavenworth Pioneers, week number 9 of the high school football season. Broncos coming in at 4-4, and the Pioneers coming in at 3-5. Broncos could have easily been as high as the number 5 seed. We are in the midst of the Comfort Designs Heating Air Conditioning pregame show. Comfort Designs, locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs is Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Learn more at comfortdesigns.net or call 913-592-4453. But, Matt, the Broncos with a win there and able to hold on for that last minute and a half last week would have been as the number 5 seed. But really, if you look at this 5A bracket, not too bad for the Broncos. I mean, obviously your next round's likely against DeSoto if you're able to get a win here tonight. That's not going to be an easy out. But the other side of that, your other round could have been against Mill Valley or one of those other teams. Yeah. 5A is pretty open. You've talked about it before, but it's kind of Mill Valley's to win.
I would agree. The east side is definitely Mill Valley. If you can get away from them, so honestly, if you can take a good thing from a loss, I think definitely the potential for the matchup with DeSoto would be more favorable. Now, DeSoto's a good team. That's nothing against them, but definitely, the 3-time consecutive state champions in Mill Valley is going to be a really, really tough out for anybody. Most people are kind of saying it's them and Mays on a collision course for the 5A state championship down in Pittsburgh.
It means we need to probably make some plans to get to Pittsburgh if that's the case, because that probably is pretty good football. Although the Broncos aren't going to go quietly into tonight, if they'll go in against a DeSoto team possibly next week, and we'll obviously talk more about that when the time comes. The task at hand here tonight is against this Leavenworth squad. Again, the number 10 seed against the number 7 seed. That's what the Broncos are. They will play either DeSoto or Turner tomorrow. You like DeSoto's chances in that one. Pittsburgh High School, on the other side of the bracket, they'll take on Kansas City, Washington, like Pittsburgh High in that one. Sumner Academy, kind of on the come at 6-2. Sumner's kind of all over the place. Oftentimes they kind of in the bottom half of things, but right now they're the number 4 seed against Topeka West. Shawnee Heights, the number 8 against the number 9 Lansing. And then we mentioned Mill Valley against Kansas City Harmon. On the side of the bracket that the Broncos are on, Topeka Highland Park, another one of those teams. You'll look at Sumner and Highland Park. Those are traditionally not powerhouses
Absolutely.
in Class 5A or 4A where they've been, but there they are as the number 3 seed. Emporia is the number 14 seed, and then the 6th seed is Topeka Seaman against Blue Valley West, the number 11. I mean, that's the best 11 seed in all of high school football, my guess is.
Absolutely. That's a good team.
It's a very good team. That's another one of those would be tough out, and the Broncos, if they're able to climb into that semifinal or quarterfinal matchup, that's how things go there. What else we got around the brackets? You mentioned the other side of 5A, but what else you got around the area?
Well, as far as 4A, the Frontier League is essentially matching up with the local Catholic schools. You have Ottawa at Miege, Bonner Springs at Lewisburg, Baldwin at Topeka Hayden, Paola is at St. Thomas Aquinas. We played Aquinas last year in the second round, and they've dropped to 4A as well. We also have Tonganoxie heading over to Piper, and Lebec County making the trip up to Eudora. some other network games. I have Anderson County at Galena, Parsons at Girard, and Columbus at Burlington.
There you go. Those are your area matchups. Area matchups each week are brought to you by Elliott Group, Elliott Insurance Group. They believe that building strong relationships with their clients and their community is the best way to serve them both, with offices throughout the area and online at elliotinsurancegroup.com. And, of course, Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strody Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strody and the staff at Strody Orthodontics is experienced, highly trained, and fully licensed orthodontic specialists with decades of combined experience in the orthodontic field. With locations in Spring Hill, Olathe, and Overland Park, learn more at StrodyOrtho.com. We're back with more on the Comfort Designs pregame show on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Auction Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Ladies, do you know what you want to drink?
Ooh, yeah, I'll have the unlimited coffee.
Me too. You got some coffee?
You know, back in my day, unlimited meant there were no limits. But you need a limit. Tired of paying for unlimited offers that leave you feeling limited? Experience Limitless with Go Brawley.
Your locally owned hometown Allstate agent is Libby Clark, now at her new location in downtown Spring Hill. Libby and her staff are passionate about the people they serve, helping them protect what matters most. With 24-hour customer service and options for online and in-person appointments, the Libby Clark Agency is the small-town agent you've grown to love, with the experience and products you'd expect from an industry-recognized premier agency. Visit them at their new location in downtown Spring Hill, just one block off Main on Hale, or call 913-686-6205.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit elliotinsurancegroup.com.
Good look in there at the new district building. That is a very nice facility, and the growth of this district certainly deserves something of that caliber, along with this beautiful facility. I've traveled all over the Midwest on the D2 football ranks, and I've honestly been in college program facilities that don't even come close to this particular nice place to play one of the greatest games ever invented.
Absolutely. BJ
Harris along with you, alongside me, Matt Jones, Caden Carbajo, getting ready for kickoff in this one. The Broncos coming off a 17-20 loss at the hand of Lewisburg last week, a game where, man, they were right in the mix of that one. Took advantage of an early fumble on the very first play of the game for Lewisburg and then turned that into 3 points. At one point had a 7-point lead in the game as Colton McKenna took a 2-yard run on a long drive. The Broncos were able to take advantage of another miscue by Lewisburg and really had control over that game. It seemed like there was never a moment where it seemed that, except for perhaps the final drive of the game, that it felt like the Broncos weren't in a little bit of control of that contest or the outcome of that game. But, man, a relentless effort by Lewisburg. They never went away either. It was probably one of the best games I've been able to watch in high school level quite a while. But that last drive, the Broncos just couldn't quite overcome that last mistake, and then Lewisburg just kept on coming.
I think, you could tell the Broncos, they had a lot of emotion on that last drive when they had the big play and then went in and scored 2 plays later. And I think they just kind of ran out of gas in Lewisburg. They were ready. They're where they are for a reason, and hopefully the Broncos can learn from that tonight and keep pushing it through the playoffs.
Colton McCann, 28 carries, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns against Lewisburg. Tyson Beshore, 9 of 18 for 70 yards, and a long of 34 in that one. Noah Anderson had 4 carries for 22 yards. Beshore also carried it 3 times for 5 yards. No, that was in the passing game, excuse me. Beshore had a longer run than that, I know, for a fact. Jackson Torres led the way receiving with 3 catches, 18 yards, except for the 1 catch by Kirshner. 36-yard, probably a touchdown. I never did go back to look at that. I probably should have. I complained enough about it.
It was close.
The Broncos able to get it, and boy, Colton McCann has had a really nice run here of late, as he is right now through 8 games, 152 carries, just over 1,000 yards last week as well, averaging 6.8 yards per carry, averaging 130 yards rushing per game. He's got 22 TDs on the season, just doing yeoman's work. The Broncos will be with Draven Pipkin returning as well tonight. It looks like he'll be out there. We'll see what they'll do with him. Certainly, if you start to get a good lead in this one, you want to kind of rest him and have him fully ready to go next week. But we'll see how the Broncos do handle Pipkin back in the lineup, and then obviously McCann having a really good job. And that's a big kudos to that front 4 on defense and the front 5 on offense. We said last week against Lewisburg, and that's a good team. They're not huge, but that in the trenches, that had to be a pretty good film session for the Broncos when we went back to look at that one.
Oh, for sure. I think that, we dominated both sides of the line, offensively and defensively. Our linebackers were kept clean. I think that's why we were able to contain Lewisburg so well defensively and offensively. There was times where McCann wasn't getting touched until 3, 4, 5 yards down the field.
Good looking there at the Bronco Spirit Squad as well. You got a youngster down there.
That's right.
Getting them pepped up and ready to go. It's Halloween theme as well. I'm not sure. There's a few costumes down there in the student sections. Well, since you were talking about that battle down to the paint, and I see on your notes the keys of the game, the line of scrimmage, keys of the game are brought to you by Amy Kelly Homes of Reese Nichols Real Estate. The key to finding your dream home is having someone who makes you already feel at home. Key in at amykelly.reesenichols.com. Your keys of the game, man.
Well, like anything, dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. And that's a given with any game. But I think really for the way Spring Hill wants to play and they want to win, they've got to dominate the line of scrimmage. And I think we need to be a little bit creative. I've said that multiple times this year. I really feel like we need to give something for DeSoto to look at because that's probably who we're going to play. So if nothing else, throw it on the field. This is probably the last home game this year. Let's see something exciting, and let's give something to DeSoto to think about if it's who we're going to play next week.
Very good. Keys to the game brought to you by Amy Kelly of Reese Nichols Real Estate. Starting lineups are brought to you by Perfect Detail Salon and Suites, a full-service salon. The Broncos look to start this game in style, and style is exactly what you'll find at Perfect Detail Salon and Suites. Stylists, nails, lash, and spray tan techs. They got massage therapists, estheticians will get you back in the game and looking and feeling your very best. Book your next appointment at salonperfectdetails.com. Well, you see the captains will go out there. No Luke Metcalf, he is out. Luke was not in that game last week. We do apologize. There was numbers that were missing, and the person that had 18 was not on my roster. Still not on this one either, but I just guessed, actually, to be honest with you. But Luke was out. Grandpa told me he was out last week and reminded me of that, and then I don't believe he'll be back the rest of this season, so he'll be without Luke Metcalf as a wide receiver and backup quarterback, which is a big loss for the Broncos, certainly in his leadership on the field. Quarterback or running back will be Colt McCann, 5'10", 165-pound running back, a junior. The quarterback I mentioned, Tyson Beshore, 6', 160, having a pretty good sophomore year. This will be a good learning experience all the way around, has been for Beshore. Expect him to come back as a real big factor next week. On the edge of the wide receiver spots, we've seen a few of them. Number 4, Bryce Kirshner, 6'3", 185. He had that nice catch last week and a good opportunity for him. Jackson Torres, 6'2", 205. And a sophomore for the Broncos. We've at tight end for the Broncos in that passing game. We've seen Junior Jar, number 83, junior 5'10", 185, and a senior. Also, we've seen the big fella Cooper D. Albini, 6'4", 200, and a junior. And then up front for the Broncos, on the offensive line, Carter Meek, the left tackle, 6', 280, and a junior. Cole Rodden, 5'10", 250, and a junior. Louis Stadler, 6', 240, and a sophomore. Carter Bland has been in there at some times on the offensive line, 6', 210, and a senior. And I believe that rounds out our starting lineups for the Broncos. If I didn't miss anybody, I apologize. The head coach of the Broncos is Jason Feeback. Head coach of the Pioneers is Sean Sacken for the visiting team. Opening kickoff is brought to you by Seats Incorporated. in Spring Hill. Seats is the leader in the manufacturing of quality seating and accessories for vehicles with competitive wages and benefits. To see their full openings and apply online, go to SeatsInc.com. Thanks for joining us for the Comfort Designs pregame show. Time for opening kickoff here in Spring Hill. The Broncos and the Pioneers. Well, kicking from right to left will be Jacob Robinson. Short kick, angling towards the sideline, going to take a bounce. Dangerous one for the Broncos, fielded at the 20-yard line by McKenna. Dancing around and ripped down. Good open field tackle there for number 2, Sam Curtis, the senior. And that's where the Broncos will start this opening drive here at home at the 26.
Kind of unlike McKenna. Usually you see him powering through the hole as fast as he can. He kind of had to dance around a little bit. I think the awkwardness of that kick made it kind of difficult to read his blocks.
He likes to get that head of steam and was able to really get that going that time. And so that's where Spring Hill will start offensively. I got 6:58 on my clock. I felt like I was ahead of time here.
They're ready to go.
No kidding. I felt like I was about 2 minutes ahead of schedule, and by golly, that's exactly what we were. Beecher will call for it. Turn handoff for McKenna. Gets his pads going forward. He'll fall forward for a gain of a couple. Another tackle there by Sam Curtis. He just had a moment ago on special teams. And it'll be a gain of just 2 yards on the first carry for McKenna.
Another of note, Pipkin hasn't made it's only the second play, but not in yet. Going with one back.
They'll keep it with McKenna. Good cut against the grain to keep his pads going forward to get across the 30-yard line, up near the 31, maybe the 32-yard line. Tackle made by DeCarry Wake. And it will be a gain of about 3, maybe 4 on the run. Bring up a third down and long 4.
Third and 4 for the Broncos. Just outside their own 31.
Opening drive of this one, Broncos trying to pick up the first down. They'll split. McKenna will be actually in the slot. Kirshner wide out to the near side. One receiver far side. Straight drop for Beecher. Throws it underneath. He's got McKenna. He's got to drop a shoulder. Dive for the first down. He's able to do it. Man, almost didn't get there. It was a very good tackle in the open field for Winston Rim, but able to just get a hold and use McKenna in the passing game. Picks up 6.
It was a great effort by McKenna just to get that first down. He knew where the sticks were, and he knew he had to lunge for it.
Needed 4.5. He got 5 and a first down for the Broncos across the 35-yard line up to the 37. Wide receiver far side for Spring Hill is Evan Brown. McKenna left side. Across the 40-yard line up near the 41. Tackle made by number 7, Emmanuel Benson, their sophomore, junior. It'll be a gain of 4 on the play. All McKenna so far, 4 straight plays for him. Brings up a second down at 6 across the 40 up to the 41-yard line. No Carter Meek. I mentioned him in the starting lineup. He was out for a concussion a couple of weeks ago. Continues to battle through that, I believe. Good penetration there by Sam Curtis for the Pioneers, and limiting him to him is McKenna for just a gain of 1.
Kind of lucky he got that one out of that one.
Rarely goes backwards and rarely doesn't get yards. Pipkin into the ball game with that 2-back set that we've seen throughout the season. And as Draven's been out of this season, they've brought in Anderton for that, and really he did a really nice job filling in there. Tied in near side, hard count, gets 5. Nice hard count by B-Shore, and that's going to be close to a first down. It's just on the other side. I mean, it's going to be real close. Depends on how long the legs are of the official. Is that how that works?
According to last week, yes. That would have been a personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct last week.
Offsides penalty against the Pioneers, and Broncos quickly to the ball. Turn, handoff again. McKenna, big hole. He's got some running room, and he is gone at the 30, the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Colton McKenna, a 53-yard touchdown.
All he had to do was run fast on that one. It was extremely well blocked. Had a huge, huge hole by his offensive lineman. He just showed that burst, made a good cut, and went.
6 plays on that one. Number 5 was 5 runs and 1 reception, and he capped it off on a 53-yard scamper. The Broncos hit pay dirt immediately.
McKenna, the touchdown machine for the Broncos this season.
23rd of the season for Colton McKenna, averaging about 4 per game through the last 4 games. Ryan Jackson to kick this one back. Ryan Paul to hold. Snap it back, holds down, kicks on the way, and it is true. Broncos strike first take it down the field, and a 53-yard Colton McKenna touchdown gives the Broncos a 7-0 lead. 9:21 to go first quarter. We're back in 30 seconds on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Massage is more than relaxation. Apex Massage Therapy can go beyond with targeted work for headaches and sinuses, myofascial releases, trigger point therapy, neuromuscular therapy, reflexology, cupping, and hot stones. Kylie's hands go right to the problem areas and work out all the issues. She is certified in prenatal massages, oncology, lymphatic drainage, pre- and post-surgery massages, and she can also work on minors and athletes. For openings and specials, like and follow Apex MT on Facebook.
Broncos, 74 yards on 6 plays, all Colton McKenna. As he caps it off at a 53-yard touchdown run, the Broncos right down the field in 2.5 minutes. Ryan Jackson, PAT was good. He'll tee it up here to kick it away for Leavenworth. Short kick. It'll be fielded. Easy return. Far side. They'll get field position. Returned over the right side for Xavier Strickland. And Strickland will get across the 35 up near the 37, and that's where we'll see the first crack at it for the Leavenworth offense.
It's a bit of a knuckleball. Usually we're able to kick it deep, kick it into the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, it didn't go. Oh, it didn't seem to be kicked the way he normally kicks it. They'll start their own 34-yard line here with 9:16 to play. 2 wide receivers, 3 wide receivers rather to the near side, 1 to the far side. The quarterback for them is Eddie McLaughlin, the senior. Pulls it down. No, excuse me. That's 7. And right in the middle of Emmanuel on a big play. James Newton will pull it down, but it's a huge one for the Pioneers. It'll be a 33-30. Oh, they're back further. A 30-yard. Yeah, exactly 30. 29, actually, is what we'll say.
And that was a well-thrown ball. Good route by the receiver.
The quarterback's actually Emmanuel Benson. I knew that. He's a junior, and he'll have a running back just to his right. Turn, hand off near side, coming this way all the way is Strickland. Strickland trying to turn the corner. He will across the 30. And across the 30-yard line, it'll gain of 4 yards on first down. Brings up 2nd down and 6. And that first play, man, we've seen the Broncos really sure things up on the back end, not let things get by them. That was one of the concerns last week. Never really saw it too much, but first play from scrimmage, give up a big one. Now Leavenworth is in business inside the 30-yard line. 3 wide receivers far side. He'll move Strickland to his right. Will Benson fakes it, rolling. Retreating, he'll heave it. Good ball down the field and nearly caught on that far sideline. Our stats and information guy, John Rauschkall, wrote up some recaps for us this week and found and discovered, I assume it's accurate, that this is the first meeting between these two teams, although that's not entirely true because they did play against each other as Leavenworth hosted the Jamboree. So Coach told me that their quarterback was really good, and he has proven that at different times, and now it will be Eddie McLaughlin. He'll put Strickland to his right. Pulled it himself. Good read by McLaughlin. Switch hands. Stiff arm, hard one to the face, and able to just hold on enough is Jackson Torres. But it is a good run for McLaughlin.
That was a really good read by McLaughlin.
Let's see what kind of run that was, where they started that one, but a good one up inside the 10-yard line all the way down to the 7. It's 1st and goal for Leavenworth on a drive that started their own 34 just 4 plays ago. Turn, handoff, Strickland. Stood up at the line of scrimmage, nothing doing. Held on to first by Mark Debiak. He was the first guy coming down hard on that DN spot from the far side, and not much on the play, no gain. It'll bring up 2nd down and goal from the 7.
I feel like the Broncos' interior defensive line can hold their own with anybody, but sometimes when they get athletes out in space, they're going to struggle a little bit.
Jackson Torres playing this corner on this near side. Not sure how much we've seen him on defense this year.
Not very often.
Play action, flip it outside into the flat, and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Boy, he was over there to try to make that play was Whitcraft, but he was not where he needed to be necessarily, and Preston McCann just would like to have that one back.
He sure did. Big third down.
Broncos trying to stiffen here after giving up a lot on the first few plays.
I'd look out for the zone read again if I were the Bronco defense.
Yep. McLaughlin will put Strickland to his right. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Option, now stopped, bottled up, and brought down. Broncos ripped down for a loss of 4 on the play. All kinds of guys there. Casey O'Neill along with Brandon Richardson.
A lot better job reading the quarterback run on that one. It was obviously there wasn't a read involved, but the quarterback just kept it. But much better job filling their gaps.
A loss of 4 all the way back beyond the 10-yard line. Pistol set on 4th down and goal from the 10, just beyond it. Strickland to the left of McLaughlin. Straight drop. Looking to the corner. He's got a man. Knocked out of the air by James Newton. The senior comes over to make a dandy of a play on a 1st and goal, and the Broncos turn him over on downs.
Great defensive play. Getting that paw right up there high in the air. Good positioning. Well done.
Turnover on downs. A bend but don't break drive there for the Broncos. 6:29 to go in the first quarter. Will remain 7-0 as Spring Hill will take it back over at the 10. Chance here for the Broncos to continue to grow this lead. They'll be just inside the 10-yard line. 2 tight end set. Outside for McKenna. Little stutter step, and he'll dive forward for a gain of 4.
You know, sometimes it's deceiving watching McKenna run. You think, oh, he only got a yard or 2, and then you realize he got 4 or 5 yards because the line surge is 2 to 3 yards down the field, making his job easy.
Yeah, Leavenworth significantly undersized up front.
Oh, absolutely they are.
Second down and 6 now for Spring Hill, just inside the 15. 2 running backs. Pipkin and McKenna. McKenna out of the backfield. Turn handoff, first carry in several weeks for Draven Pipkin. He'll fall forward for a gain of maybe a yard and a half. And that's just one you just got to get back in there and get those pads popping. I'm sure he's had a few carries in practice. It was more than that. It was a gain of 3. That brings up a 3rd down and 3.
That was a deceptive run, deceptive spot, both. I'll take it.
Yeah. Brown to the far side. Near side is Kirshner. Tight end far side will be Junior Jara. 2 men in the backfield. Turn, handoff, McKenna. Got to get a first down. He does across the 20-yard line. Down the sidelines, up near the 30. That little second, pick him up and put him down. Burst to speed. And it is a gain of 12 for McKenna on a 3rd down and 3.
And a great block by Draven Pipkin sealing off the outside linebacker on that left side.
Same formation. McKenna just in front and to the left of Beshore. Now he'll flip him to the right. Pipkin just behind him. Play action near side, throwing out there, looking, nothing open. Now he'll try to throw it up. Now he'll pull it down and run it. Will the quarterback Beshore? And he'll scamper for a gain of 11 on 1st down and 10 up near the 40-yard line. Helped a little bit out of bounds. But it'll be an 11-yard run and a good decision there by the sophomore.
Great decision by Beshore. You know, we've been wanting to see him involved in the running game a little bit more, and I think that's nobody's open. Just take it and see what you can get.
McKenna decided to flatten that route, or actually vertical that route, and go run it up the field. Ran his guy off and created that space. Turn, handoff, McKenna again. Penetration in the backfield and caught down and brought down. The guy that's made a few plays already is Sam Curtis, the senior linebacker. Comes in there to limit McKenna just for a gain of 2. Up to the 42-yard line, 2nd down and 8 for the Broncos. 4:38 to go first quarter. Here from Spring Hill. You do get a sense that the Broncos, and we felt it last week against Lewisburg, that they have, we talked about it so much in the middle part of the season, no identity, like trying to figure out exactly who they are. Man, they are confident in what they're running right now. Turn, handoff, McKenna catch outside. It helps to have this guy down the 50-yard line. He's still running, trying to run away from players. He's ripped down from behind to the 25-yard line. It's a huge gain of 28 yards on the run for McKenna and the Broncos. We'll call it 30 as they get it across the 25 up to the 23.
It's a good effort, tight rope in the sideline, and the Pioneers were lucky they didn't get a horse collar tackle added onto that.
Just outside of probably that number plate where it would be the name plate. Turn, handoff, no play action, flip it outside. McKenna will do it this way too, out to 20. Cuts back against the grain, found that little slot. And just like that for the Broncos, it's an 11, 12-yard pickup in the passing game for McKenna. He just ran 30 yards, and he picks up 12 yards in the passing game. And the Broncos are right back in business here. 3 to the wide to the near side. Tied in far side for Jara. Pipkin just behind B-Shore. Turn, handoff, Draven Pipkin. Loads up and delivers that blow across the 10-yard line.
And that's the nice thing about having Pipkin back. One, it gives McKenna a break. And two, it completely changes what the defense has to look out for, having both of those athletes back there.
This is the 9th play of this drive, a 4-yard run for Pipkin. Brown in the slot, Kirshner the wide out, running backs to either side of B-Shore. This time will go Colton McKenna, turns it up in near the 5-yard line. It'll get up to the 4. It'll be a gain of about 3 to make up a 3rd down and 3. Maybe just 2. We'll call it 3. 3rd down and 3 from the 4-yard line. You have a little bit of a decision to make here. You certainly got a kicker that can kick a field goal and take your 3 points, but, man, you'd like to get these 3.
Yep.
Or more. Turn, handoff, McKenna picking his way through, touchdown. He goes Superman into the end zone from about 1.5 yards out. Plunges in from 4 yards out, and his second score of the game of the Broncos are up 13-0 with a point after ensuing.
Like always, McKenna stretching out for that extra yard, and that time it took him straight into the end zone. You know, I looked on 8-10 varsity this week, and I believe he's 3rd in the Kansas side of the metro area in touchdowns, and the second and third were really close to one another. The top one was like 10 ahead.
Snaps back, holds down, kick is on its way. Nearly blocked, and it is good. 14-0 Broncos all over the Pioneers to begin this one. We're back after this on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strode Orthodontics.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health. Advanced healthcare. Advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
$14-0 Broncos, 2:37 to go, first quarter. You don't know that because I didn't put the period clock in there. Week 9, I've almost got this thing figured out. It's about our 140th broadcast of the season. There's Ryan Jackson kicking this one back to the 1-yard line. They'll fill it and coming out, throw a reverse coming this way with their speedster, and he has got a big running room. They have it played. Trying to make the play, Whitcraft catching a ride. He'll finally be brought down, but that's not before the quarterback, Eddie McLaughlin, all the way up to the 50-yard line, and a breakdown on kickoff coverage team on the reverse play. It was initially kicked to Jacob Robinson. He immediately flipped it to McLaughlin, and they'll have excellent field position to begin this one.
That's well done by the Pioneers. That's not something we've seen this year. I don't know if that's something that Leavenworth has shown on film this year or not. Usually that's kind of their set. They have that set up.
2:26 to go first quarter. Bronco defense had their back against the wall. Leavenworth had first and goal inside the 10-yard line. On that last drive, the Bronco defense turned him over on downs. McLaughlin looking outside, flips it to his intended receiver, and immediately brought down. Good open tackle there by Noah Anderton. That is Hagan Whitcraft. And he's able to come in there from that spot that safety spot and make the play. It's just a gain of 2. Nice closing speed there by Whitcraft.
We'll take that every day. If you want to throw it for 2 yards and keep that receiver in front of you, just like an extended run.
Preston McCann, the receiver, picks up 2. 3 wide receivers near side. McCann's the tightest in this formation. Running back Strickland will flip to the right of McLaughlin. Option right side. McLaughlin has to bubble out around Debiak and then stretched out of bounds easily by the Broncos. Escorted out of there by R.J. Dominic. And it's not much, maybe a half yard to bring up no yardage. Backwards. Lost a yard on the carry there by McLaughlin. Brings up a 3rd down and 9.
And he's lucky he's not any farther back than that. The Broncos actually played it pretty well. He's just that fast.
3rd down and 9 for McLaughlin and the Pioneers. Strickland to the left of him. 3 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Straight drop, looking left. Now he'll flip it. Screen nearly intercepted by Dominic and then rocked on that by Anderton on the completion to Strickland, but backwards again and a loss of 1 on that screen pass. And it brings up 4th down and a punt. The defense continues to be stifling. Paul and McKenna will go back to receive. Get over there to kind of close to you there, didn't I?
Whatever
If
works.
I start to get cold, I will start snuggling.
I don't mind.
They'll have to run one guy off late. McLaughlin do everything for them. He had a kick return a moment ago, and he'll be the punter here. He'll kick to Paul. Paul's got to shake off the first guy. Not able to do so. And held on for dear life, did.
He sure did.
Caden Ramey. And that's where the Broncos will start. Not great field position, but able to force another punt.
It's not a good feeling for Ryan Paul knowing one guy's got your ankle trapped and you got another guy bearing down on you ready to clean your clock.
Yeah, that's scary. So far, Broncos have struck first, or scored on both possessions in this first quarter. Both Colton McKenna touchdowns. The last one a 4-yard scamper. PATs have been good. 14-0 your score. They'll go back out. 2 wide receivers near side. Pipkin will be the lone man in the backfield. 2 tight ends with D'Albini and Jara on either side of that Bronco O-line. Whistle comes from the white hat, and be sure will call for it. Turn, handoff, Pipkin, big hole left side. Draven Pipkin down the sidelines. We'll see how he holds up here. Drops the hammer, and he'll roll up to the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 23 yards on first down for Draven Pipkin.
You could tell Pipkin was looking to lower that shoulder and make some contact with somebody once he got down the field. It looked like he enjoyed every bit of it. Good for him. Welcome back.
23-yard pickup. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Off left side again. Pipkin, another good run, dragging defenders across the 45-yard line. Up near the 46. Broncos and a penalty flag, our first of the game.
Where's the flag? I haven't even
I
found
didn't
it
see
yet.
a flag either. I was listening to Mr. Matthew. It's going to be a hold against the Broncos.
Oh, there it is, by the 4.
And just about a yard into that play, so it's going to be about a 9-yard penalty or back them all the way up. Yep, it'll be first down and 19. And a holding penalty will reset this trajectory just a bit. 2 tight end set again. With 2 wide receivers as well. Balance, pro set, turn, handoff. Nope, play action. Going to have to retreat. He'll flip it outside. And lucky to get out of that one without worse damage, as Pipkin was kind of back there to block 2 guys. And a penalty flag comes as well, so somebody said something.
That's not good because there were 3 Broncos right by him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
I'm going to say it.
Intentional grounding.
Huh. So they call intentional grounding because it didn't get past the first down marker. He wasn't out of the tackle box either as he went straight back. That's just in that situation, it's hard to make that decision that time, but maybe Draven Pipkin just flips out there and just turns around and becomes a wide receiver because the blocking part had kind of already gone away.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't do it with two people, one person with two people coming at you. That's a loss of down as well. Boy, things have gone backwards. 25. Second down at about 24. Turn, handoff, draw to Pipkin, and he's got a big head of steam going forward. Two, makes one guy miss, gets back almost all the penalty yardage. He needed 24. He got 22 and a half, and a penalty flag comes in late as well. They're all over. Skyrockets in flight. As
there must have been something brewing down there because those officials called Dave threw their flags quick.
No idea what the indication or what will, I'm sure we know it's a 15-yard variety, but which direction, I don't know. That was the end of the first quarter, so give them a minute to work it out. We'll tell you what the guys in stripes decide when we return in 1 minute. Broncos driving, making up a big mistake. We'll see if they can finish it when we return on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Bronco fans can find us at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2015. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Supreme Mechanical Solutions is a heating, AC, and refrigeration company with over 25 years of experience. They install and maintain equipment for residential and commercial customers throughout Kansas City with 100% satisfaction guaranteed. And they're available 24/7 for emergency repairs. Financing is available for system replacements. For supreme quality, think Supreme Mechanical Solutions. Learn more at smsofkc.com or call 913-433-4567.
Whitehouse giving the description of the situation to Sean Sacken as it was offsetting unsportsmanlike penalty fouls. Those are dead ball fouls after the play, so the result of the play does stand. A 23-yard run by Draven Pipkin on a draw play after a holding penalty, then an intentional grounding, and then a Draven Pipkin 23-yard run. The Broncos right where they need to be on 3rd down and 2. They got there the long way around.
That's for sure.
Turn, handoff, McKenna. He's got the first down across the 50 inside Pioneer territory, and another late hit comes in.
And he lost the
ball. A little loss of ball, rather. They were diving for a fumbled ball. I thought there was somebody coming in late. Instead, they were coming in late to get a loose ball.
Diving for the ball.
Second straight week, Colt McKenna has had a fumble as well. For all the bright spots, that's one negative, and he coughs it up, a fumble.
You know, I spoke too soon last week. I recall making a point to say he rarely fumbles, and you know, a guy like that fights for yardage and he's constantly grinding, you know, fumbles are going to happen with a runner like that.
Well, that was not the best drive for the Broncos. Multiple penalties and then a fumble to boot. Just shake that one away like an Etch-a-Sketch and start next. Big hole left side, Strickland, and a hold. Probably should have been called there as Jackson Torres was having a hard time, and Torres escorts Strickland into the kicking net, but a big gain on first down of 23 yards by Strickland.
You know, there's been times this year where the Broncos secondary, sometimes when the other teams stretch it out wide a little bit, they get beat.
First and 10, Pioneers.
So a 23-yard pickup all the way up to the 32, maybe 24 yards as they go to the 32. Two wide receivers near side, two to the far side. No tight ends. They'll send a man in motion. Fake it to him. That's McCann. Keeper by the quarterback, McLaughlin, and he's got a big run on first down across the 30 up near the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of 7, maybe 8 on first down. Brings up a second down and 2. A little momentum switching here perhaps for Leavenworth. If they punch one in, he'll feel like they've done something here, as most of this game so far has been Broncos. Give him 7 on the run. It brings up 2nd down and 3. Flip it over the middle. He's got his man in a catch. A nice one there of 9 yards on the pickup to the wide receiver, Max Schultz, the junior. Excuse me. Yes.
And I believe Schultz was the one that had that big pass play on the first drive for Leavenworth. They're running that slant play again.
9-yard gain up near the 15-yard line. It's at the 16. Pioneers driving after a Bronco turnover. Quarterback keeper again, McLaughlin, trying to make some guys miss. Spins on one guy. Penalty flag comes in there, likely a hold. It'll be a gain of 4 or 5 momentarily. We'll wait for the call.
Tackled by number 55, Casey O'Neill. There is a flag on the play.
Crowd mic wasn't on. Yeah. They wiped the flag away to the officials. Nice job by Caden Carbajo. Zoomed in there nicely on the officials. No holding, so that 3-yard run there by McLaughlin will stand. Brings up a 2nd down and 7. Hard count for E5. Broncos need to take a big old deep breath.
I would agree.
So it'll go from 2nd and 7 to 2nd and 2.
They were a little jumpy last week.
2nd and 2 for the Pioneers.
If you want to see what that's like, just go out in your backyard, put your hand on the ground, and sit there for a second. Just sit there. Sit there about 30 seconds. And then have somebody go, hike, and see if you don't want to move a little bit.
That's right.
Not much there. Good effort by the Broncos. Casey O'Neill right at the point of attack in the heart of that defense. Brandon Richardson always in the mix. R.J. Dominic comes off the bottom of the pile as well. Not much on 2nd down and 2. On the keeper by McLaughlin. We'll call it no gain. Brings up 3rd down.
3rd and 2 for the Pioneers. Spring Hill 8.
Approaching the 10-minute mark of this first half. Broncos in control, but that control waning just a bit. Strickland will be directly behind the quarterback McLaughlin. 2 wide receivers to each side. Now step up to the right. Man in motion is McCann. They'll give it to him on the end around. And he's got a big hole on the near side, able to walk through it. He'll be about 3 yards shy, but it'll be a 6-yard gain on the keeper by McCann.
That looked like some of the Broncos' own medicine on that one. Didn't get touched.
1st down and goal at the 3-yard line. McCann again in motion. Fake it to him. Keeper by McLaughlin. Hit and falling forward. It's going to be close. We'll wait. They'll say he's down. Just barely.
On the carry, number 3, Eddie McLaughlin. Tackled by number 57.
Mark Debiak was there on that near side DN, and then they were able to have some help come in there to keep him out. They hustle right back to line of scrimmage. Give him a yard on the carry. He'll keep it quickly. Good play call. That's just dealer's choice by the quarterback on that one. He'll plunge into the end zone. Touchdown, Leavenworth.
I wish we'd see that more in high school and college football, just getting up there, tapping the center and going.
They still haven't seen an indication from the officials.
Maybe they're saying that the offense wasn't set.
They do give it to the touchdown, finally. Goodness gracious. A 2-yard touchdown plunge by quarterback McLaughlin. Eddie McLaughlin, the senior,
for an extra point, number 43.
From 2 yards out, and a PAT. Dakari Wake to kick this point after attempt. Snaps back, holds down, kick is on its way. Excuse me, that's 43, not 13. And he's not in the roster, and so he will kick it through. That'll be that. 14-7 Broncos give up one here in the first half. 9 minutes to go in it. We're back at 30. You're watching Spring Hill Sports Live.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their number one goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
Leavenworth takes advantage of a Spring Hill fumble by Colt McKenna. Took the ball right at the 50-yard line. They go 8 plays, 50 yards, cap it off on a 2-yard touchdown run by Eddie McLaughlin. 9 minutes to go in the first half. Broncos lead at 14-7. Spring Hill will get it back. Jacob Robinson to kick it away for the Pioneers. A pooch kick going out of bounds, and Broncos will have excellent field position up to the 35-yard line.
If you're going to pooch it, that's fine, but you got to make sure it stays in bounds.
Over this last 4-game run where the Broncos have been very good and consistent, obviously some of it was competition, but then we saw last week even against one of the best teams in the Frontier League, the Frontier League champions, consistency. I mean, going out there and kind of executing what you think you need to do has been there. That last offensive drive, not the case, and then you saw that go right into the defense. That's pretty complimentary football, can go both ways.
That's right, yeah, and that's we were just talking off the air. That's kind of stuff before they went on their win streak. We saw that a little bit, and they need to get it straightened out right here, get a good solid drive, work their way down the field.
Pipkin and McKenna both in the backfield. 2 wide receivers bunched up to the short side of the field, near side. Handoff, McKenna busts through across the 40. He fumbled it again. He fumbled it again. Punched through there, got caught up in the trash, and back-to-back fumbles. They're going to say he was down, I think. I'm waiting on the official word. I don't think that's the case.
I don't either.
He was reaching out with that ball, and that ball got popped out, and I think that's when that happened. Oh, there we go. Damn. I will tell you, this crew's got a flair for the dramatic.
They do, that's for sure. But, at least they're calling it and getting it. I mean, they're discussing it. So
fumble on the very first play by Colt McKenna. Back-to-back drives for Spring Hill, a real rare situation for Spring Hill, especially here of late, and this is going to give Leavenworth all the hope they need.
Well, it makes me wonder, did that did the Lewisburg loss kind of take some out of them a little bit? That was a heartbreaking loss last week.
2 wide receivers far side, to the near side. Strickland just to the left of McLaughlin. Little pop pass underneath there. Flag comes down. He sneaks by. There was a lateral, hook and ladder. It was. Lateral. My goodness, I missed it. I saw a flag come in and looked away when that happened. They get it to Strickland on a hook and ladder, but it's all coming back likely.
I saw the receiver turn, and I saw the ball in the air, and all of a sudden saw it flying down the field. It was extremely well executed other than their apparent hold. They're discussing it again.
You see Leavenworth going to work. And boy, this comes off. That'd be 2 straight touchdowns by Leavenworth. They haven't gotten a touchdown call until well off, and there's number 2. What is happening?
That's the second.
Jason's out well beyond where he needs to be.
Mike, but you know what? In his defense, if you're going to throw a flag on a hold,
you better come explain it.
Why are they? That's 2 they've called off, and it's the same part of the field. So obviously, it's probably a similar player. It's probably some sort of hook block that they're calling. So why is the other guy allowed to officiate if they're going to keep taking his flag away?
Well, nonetheless, that will be a 44-yard touchdown by Strickland. Hook and ladder. Goodness gracious. I like the aggressiveness by Leavenworth. Pull out all the stops. What do you got to lose?
I get it, yeah.
But what a turn of events the last 3.5 minutes of this game have been. And a PAT forthcoming. That was a 44-yard touchdown.
I feel like I was the official that was throwing the flag on that play because it's probably the side judge over there. I'd be kind of offended saying, how come my flag doesn't count?
Yeah. I don't know. I have not seen – I've gone seasons without seeing a flag waved off. The point after attempt is good.
And that's the
and
third?
we've seen 3 in this game, so that's a problem.
And 2 on the same side of the field,
It's
so
a
that
problem.
tells me something.
It's not okay. We're back in 30 seconds on Spring Hill Sports Live.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Game on. Broncos are in one now with the Leavenworth Pioneers. We'll recap what happened when we talk about this one on the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services pregame show, but we need to keep focused. Who knows what Leavenworth's going to throw out now.
I'd watch it on sides.
On sides, we've seen a reverse on a kickoff that gave them really good field position. They weren't able to capitalize on it. They've taken advantage of now 2 Colt McKenna fumbles in pretty short order. Fielded at the 17-yard line. Far side return, a big hole. And up near the 40-yard line, he'll be down for 39, will be Ryan Paul. So Broncos will have pretty good field position. And to play devil's advocate, go back to that touchdown call. Not only is it confusing and it's outside of the ordinary to pick up that many flags, but now you've taken enthusiasm and energy away from Leavenworth twice.
Absolutely.
On touchdowns where they should have been able to celebrate and didn't. Because
they
the
thought
officials
it was coming back. They were standing in midfield.
Exactly. Up to the 39-yard line is where this one will start here with 8:36. Broncos need to respond. Turn, handoff, Pipkin, not much. You can already see the energy level for the guys in white.
Picking up
just a little bit. Tackle made by Chiron McMurray. And it's a gain of 1 on the play. And they'll bring up a 2nd down and 9.
And McKenna wants the ball back. He wants to rectify the situation. He wants to get a big game.
2 touchdowns, 2 fumbles. That's one way to play a half.
That's right.
2 wide receivers near side. Running backs on either side of B-Shore. He'll call for it. Fake it. Straight drop. Looking. Rolling. Now flushed. He'll bend that body, turn it around for Junior Jara, and darn near got it to where it needed to go. That was a good, strong throw by B-Shore. Just ran out of real estate to bring up a 3rd down and 9.
I hope they have insurance on their sideline TV.
Uh-oh. Well, I had a TV for sale. It's gone.
I threw it away when I moved.
Pipkin will come out. Jackson Torres will come in for him to give him one more wide receiver. McKenna will stay in at running back. Clock stop with 7:57 to play first half. 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Straight drop, screen. Nope, throw it underneath for Kershaw. I thought it was the way it was setting up as a screen, just not enough time, and a punt. And the wheels are off.
4th and 9 for the Broncos at their own 40.
Striking the first 2 drives to the last 2 drives.
And you can tell they look out of sync. They look like they're a little confused. I don't know that it's really anything Leavenworth is doing. I think right now they're just kind of out of sorts. There's been some crazy plays going on, some flags picked up, some huge penalties that we don't normally see.
So 2 back to receive is McLaughlin and Robinson. Watch that reverse for those 2 as well. Carson Royal on to punt it away. He stands at his own 27-yard line. Good high punt. Should be covered. McLaughlin's got to retreat just a bit inside the 30. And they'll have it at the 28-yard line when they start this one. Well, oftentimes when you're in this situation, Matt, is the defense needs to come up and make a play.
That's right. Defense needs to settle everybody down.
That can really, I said shake the Etch-a-Sketch, that can do it.
Yep,
it's oftentimes when a defense comes up, either gets a turnover, even a big hit oftentimes. I've talked a lot on Pitt State broadcasts over the years because Pitt State's had, those headhunters, so to speak, that could come in and kind of drop you. And the times I've seen a big hit completely swing the energy of a team.
Big sack, anything, just to really energize the sideline, energize the guys on the field.
7:44 to go first half. Broncos reeling just a bit. Wing near side is Robinson. All kinds of action. Strickland going to dance around the backfield, and he's going to be ripped down. Not much there. A host of Broncos in there on it. Noah Anderson, R.J. Dominic, first to arrive. No gain on the play, brings up 2nd down and 10.
On the stop, number 31, Noah Anderson.
2 wide receivers far side. The wing to the near side, Robinson. Strickland just behind McLaughlin. They'll flip Robinson. There's so much action. Rolling, looking, throw it underneath. He's got the catch. Right in front of the defender, James Newton. It's a gain of 12 on 2nd down and 10. On the completion to the receiver, Caden Ramey, and it's a 1st down.
Ramey's a good route runner. I've noticed there's been others where he wasn't even the go-to receiver. He's run some really crisp routes.
Ramey, a senior. Plenty of seniors on this team, so don't count that out as well. 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. And around, trying to go to McCann. They able to get DBX sealed on that far side. Also, Colt McAllister was also, I believe, cut up inside there, or Kelson McAllister, rather, and a huge run inside the territory.
And, DBX, for all the big plays he makes, he does sometimes have a tendency to get that outside arm trapped in there, and you cannot do that in his position. He is outside contained. He's the first line of defense out there.
It's a 16-yard run. And another drive here for Leavenworth. Keep it this time on McLaughlin. And filling the hole in a hurry is Brandon Richardson. Reads it, sees it, as well as anybody on the field. Does Brandon Richardson. Helped out as well for Spring Hill down in there on that D-line spot by Thomas Davis. It's a gain of 4, though, on the carry by McLaughlin, and bring up 2nd down and 6.
Richardson definitely has a nose for the football. He can find it wherever it is on the field and make a play.
2 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Wing far side as well is Robinson. Send McCann in motion. Give on the inside to Strickland, and there's Richardson again, helped out again by Thomas Davis. 51 and 10 go to work again, the tandem. No gain on the play, brings up 3rd down and 6.
This is what they needed right here. They needed 3rd and long. Get off the field, get the offense back out there.
5:38 to play. Broncos need to get a stop, need to get a score. Leavenworth will have the ball coming out of the locker room. 2 wide receivers near side. They'll run the same formation with Strickland to the left of McLaughlin. Broncos show a little bit of pressure perhaps on that far side. Reassess. Here's the call from McLaughlin. Straight drop, plenty of time. Lets it rip down the sideline. Good coverage. Jackson Torres, stride for stride. But the guy you said running pretty good routes, and Caden Ramey.
Torres had great coverage on that. That one looked great, and that's we were saying earlier. We haven't seen him in the defensive backfield much this season, if at all.
Nice work by Carbajo, keeping that one in frame. Good job, buddy. And that will force a punt situation for Leavenworth, which is a big deal to kind of just settle the tide just a little bit.
I'd be ready for anything if I were the Broncos special teams right now.
Especially in this situation here. The upbacks are big fellas. That
they sure are.
Always doesn't mean they're going to fake it. McLaughlin, knuckler, good boot. That was 60 yards in the air by McLaughlin.
Sure was.
And it'll be a touchback, though. It'll Broncos get a stop defensively with 5:05, plenty of time to run their offense. Just want to have some positivity happen after back-to-back rough drives by the Bronco offense. Back, another good look in there at the Bronco Spear Squad.
Ball be placed at Spring Hill 20, 1st and 10 Broncos.
When Dad's on the broadcast crew, cheerleaders get way more camera love than any
Heck
broadcast
yeah,
I've been
right.
a part of in a long time.
That's right.
Broncos come out, be sure to call for it. Handoff, Pipkin trying to pick his way. Good run on 1st down for Draven Pipkin across the 25, the big fella. Will pick up 7 on 1st down.
Great cut back into the interior for that extra 3 or 4 yards.
So Pipkin picks up 7 on 1st down. Brings up a 2nd down and 3. Evan Brown will be the wide out to the near side. Kirchner to the far side. No Luke Metcalf, he's out. So down a little bit of a wide receiver, and Jackson Dora is playing some defense. So these two have had the primary responsibilities offensively in the wide receiver game. They'll fake it to Brown, give it to Pipkin. Big hole, he's got the first down across the 30, just enough for it. It'll be a gain of 3.5 and a first down for the Broncos.
Number 13 to carry Wake. First and 10 Broncos at their own 31.
A pair of Colton McCann fumbles and a pair of Colton McCann touchdowns are the difference in this one. And he is sitting out on this one. It's all been Pipkin on this drive. They'll get it to him again. Far side for number 2. Good burst of speed there by Draven Pipkin across the 35, up near the 37, 38-yard line. A nice gain there for Pipkin of another about 7 yards, and it'll be a second down and 3.
Offensive line really going to work on this series. They're creating some lanes for Pipkin and just plowing ahead.
7-3, 7-3, 7-3. That's a pretty good recipe for success. Shotgun set again. Be sure slaps his hands. Another little stutter step that time caught up at the 40-yard line. It'll be close to a first down. It'll depend on the spot, and they will give it to him. And another 3-yard gain and a first down. McCann set to come back in for the Broncos across the 40 up near the 41-yard line. Pipkin will go out. 3:28 and counting in this first half. Broncos with all 3 timeouts, both teams with all 3 timeouts. Play clock down to 12. He'll flip McCann to the right. Will be short. 3 seconds on the play clock. 2. Fake the end around. Looking. Double move. Oh, he had D'Albini down the middle. Didn't get it to him. Now Beshore needs to throw it away. He needs to throw it away.
Oh, that should be a personal
escorted out of bounds. Well out of bounds, and I would probably agree with that. But that's the youngster right there not recognizing where he's at on the field.
That's right, yeah.
He did get the intentional grounding earlier, so maybe that's in the back of his mind, but a loss of 6, unnecessary. He could have easily flipped it out to be first down, a second down and 10. Instead, it's second down and 16.
Well, initially, he should have got rid of the ball sooner.
Loss of 6 on the play for Spring Hill. Last 3 drives, fumble, punt. And now that was after 2 straight scoring drives. Rolling, Beshore, looking, flip it out. He's got Junior Jar right at the line of scrimmage. Pretty conservative in the execution there, and it'll be only a gain of 4, and it'll bring up a third down and 12.
Third and 12 for the Broncos at their own 39.
Hometown crowd trying to implore them to overcome this third down and 12. Whose number is going to get called? Straight drop draw to McCann in a big hole. Colton McCann has got the first down across midfield, across the 45. Johnny on the spot when you need one. You get 16 from Colton McCann, and the Broncos get a first down.
Yeah, I was looking downfield and did not see one receiver open at all, so it's a good thing I wasn't the one making the play call on that one. That was a good call by Coach. Catch him off guard with the draw play.
Needed 12, got 16, first down and 10 from the 45. Rough snap, but gathered up by McCann. That's what he brings right there. Just that vision. He was going to try to work it to the outside, recognized pretty quickly that it wasn't going to be there, like immediately, and just went forward for 4. You know, that's something I noticed with the Chiefs this year was it seems as though their wide receivers and running backs have been pretty schooled that evaluate the options quickly and just get upfield.
Yes,
because 5 yards forward are way better than 3 yards side to side.
Absolutely.
And they'll go forward for a gain of a couple on second down and 6.
Well, I think people think, you see a guy like Tyreek Hill who can outrun people. Most people can't do that. Yeah. So 99% of football players have to get upfield to get that yardage because you're really not going to outrun a guy with a good angle.
Third down and 4 for the Broncos. Need to get to the 35. Another one for McCann. He'll cut back, and it is tons of penetration. First guy there for Leavenworth was number 52, Dallas Griffin. along with 35, Brett Smith. That's a loss of about a yard on the play. And the Broncos are going to go for it. 4th down and 4. And a timeout, probably a decent use of one here with a minute 17. Broncos may be looking to consider to get into field goal range. Timeout on the field, we'll take it. We're back in 1 minute. You're watching Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strode Orthodontics.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Broncos looking at a 4th down.
They're going to punt.
They're going to run out the punt team perhaps here. Had to think about it just a little bit. Like your chances, try to go to the locker room, perhaps just tied ball game. Broncos had full control over this game through the first quarter, and that control has waned here in the second quarter, and now a punting situation. Broncos down a man also as they will run someone on late.
The long snapper, that's interesting. They didn't communicate that they were running the punt team out there.
Well, Bo Gardner will go out there.
Got the fake.
And they do run the fake punt.
But he fumbles it.
Loose ball. Still loose. Picked up by Carson Royal. And he's still running. Carson Royal punted that ball, ran down to where the pile was at, and was still just kind of standing around the pile. When the ball squirted out, he picked it up.
Sure as heck
These
did.
guys are not going to be on top of this one.
They're not. They don't know. I don't know that I know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on either.
I don't think they have any idea what's going on.
Well, the fumble occurred, and you called it. I didn't see the fumble either.
Well, I don't think it ever went to the punter. I think it was.
He didn't punt the ball. I would say he was in a punt position. He never punted it. But he went down and was in that position to get the fumble recovery and advance it, in fact.
I don't know if the up back had it or if it was like a center sneak type thing. That doesn't look good for the Broncos if the officials are coming over to explain it to them.
Befuddled, I guess, would be the way I would have to describe my demeanor right now.
Well, the officials, I think, are befuddled. And feedback's not real happy about it. I don't blame him. I mean, it was a fumble.
Okay.
And they didn't blow the whistle.
Okay, that might be a little too intimate for what we want to bring to the table.
For a family show?
Well, I don't know.
They're bringing the Bronco football back out.
Yeah.
So
I'm just going to wait and see.
Oh, but they're.
Oh, boy. Well, it's certainly not there. There's no way the ball's there unless it's a redo the down.
Well, my question is, it should at least be a first down for the Broncos, because even if it was a fumble, it happened 3 or 4 yards downfield.
Yeah. I don't think the ball can be there. I don't believe the ball can be placed there, unless they're just going to replay the down.
I don't know that I've ever seen him just say, let's do it over.
Let's just do it over because we didn't know what happened. I don't know if that's what's happening here either.
Unless there was a penalty, but there's no flag on the field. I think we need an explanation.
I don't
fellas.
think we're going to get one.
They're going to redo it, BJ.
I believe we had an inadvertent whistle, and so we'll have a replay.
I didn't hear a whistle at all, did you? Not one.
Well, that's...
You know what? I'm not much for booing at a high school game, but I think they kind of earned this one.
I'm just confused. I'm confused by the whole thing. This piece of tape will find its way to where it needs to go, I'll tell you that. Kick away, and Carson Royal will have to kick this one. Nice punt there by the youngster. Boy, this has been an odd second quarter, and that just made it even odder.
Wow. I've watched a lot of football in my day, and I've never seen 3 flags picked up and a do-over.
I did. I was just happened to find myself it was funny because it was a crew that I bragged on that was here a couple weeks ago, and they call it an IW, the inadvertent whistle. That's a big deal. The official's like, you don't want one of those.
No.
You don't want to have one of those. If that is indeed what the call was, I don't know if Mr. Matthew knows exactly that was the call. That's what he indicated to the crowd here inside there. I don't know who told him that, if that was the case. But
well, there was no whistle to be heard.
Whatever, I guess is how we have to say that. Now Leavenworth, who has the momentum and the ball back at their own 10-yard line. Run off there by McLaughlin. This has kind of turned around just a little bit. And inside a minute to play.
Man, for the coaches and officials, this is an exhausting first half.
Yeah, I think we all just need to go to the locker room and just take a break.
I agree.
I might have to go downstairs and get a Snickers or something. Straight drop.
That sounds delicious.
Let it fly. McLaughlin, it would be number 2 on the day. I don't think I can do 2 Snickers in a day based on my recent dietary habits. But I can after that. And an incomplete pass, not much there on that one, and it'll stop the clock with 32 seconds to play. Third down and 8. Leavenworth's got to be feeling pretty froggy about the way this second quarter's gone. We both looked at each other after that second McKenna touchdown and thought, we might be in for a little bit of a rout. Instead, we're going to likely go to the locker room all knotted up at 14. McLaughlin trying to stretch outside. Brandon Richardson says no thank you. Multiple tackles for losses on the season for that young man. He has just been a dominant defensive player for the last 2 years for the Broncos.
And the Broncos are going to get the ball back here and maybe set up a return, but they got short time a little bit.
Brandon Richardson, 67 tackles, coming into 10 tackles for loss. That would be probably his 12th, because I think he's already got one in this first half. A timeout was taken. We will take it along with him. We're back at 30 on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Your locally owned hometown Allstate agent is Libby Clark. Now at her new location in downtown Spring Hill, Libby and her staff are passionate about the people they serve, helping them protect what matters most. With 24-hour customer service and options for online and in-person appointments, the Libby Clark Agency is the small-town agent you've grown to love, with the experience and products you'd expect from an industry-recognized premier agency. Visit them at their new location in downtown Spring Hill, just 1 block off Main on Hale, or call 913-686-6205.
Punting situation, Bronco defense. Brandon Richardson coming in on that third down play. Bring the house. Over the head, safety. Well,
karma.
We'll just let the odd gods continue here inside the football stadium.
A safety.
A safety.
Could you call it, I don't know if you call it icing on the cake because it's not even halftime yet.
And I mean, this is not Leavenworth's fault. The karma should be against them. I'm not exactly sure what's happening.
I don't.
But it will be
You're right, yeah.
Safety. Snapped over the head of the punter. And
we've seen a reverse, a kick on kickoff coverage. We've seen a reverse.
Yeah, it should be fun to recap this one.
A fake punt.
Fake punt.
We think it was a fake punt. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't.
Never happened.
That's true.
In the box score, it never happened. That will be a fun halftime to recap as we do so in just a moment on the Mike Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. We'll recap the halftime. We'll take a look at your numbers brought to you by Supreme Mechanical Solutions. Look around the area, get some scores from this first week of the playoffs, final week of the season, however you want to look at it for these teams. And then I consider Week 10 the playoffs. I think this is just Week 9 matchups to see who goes in the playoffs. I know they call them the playoffs, and that's fine, but typically not everybody qualifies for a playoff. Safety kick. So the Bronco offense will get the ball with 2 timeouts. No, 1 timeout, 23 seconds. Not sure how aggressive they will be.
Might as well. What do you have to lose?
Be a returnable ball at the 35 for Colton McKenna. Burst across the 50-yard line up near the 48. It'll be inside territory with 19 seconds.
I feel if you're going to do something here, just air it out deep. So if something crazy does happen, at least it's not right in the middle of the field. Don't give them an opportunity to do something crazy too.
We will see.
Matt said maybe they should just take a knee and be glad that they're up by 2. But you know what? It's been crazy, so
yeah,
let crazy roll.
Keep the crazy going. Roll out near side, looking down the field to flip it out there to the sidelines and caught down. It'll be in bounds, though. No, he stops the clock. Sliding stop. It'll be just enough for a first down, a 10-yard catch by Evan Brown. I don't know why they stopped the clock. He slid down in bounds, I believe, but maybe just stopped it momentarily to move the chains. They have not wound it yet either. This is very fortunate for the Broncos. Torres will be in the slot to the far side. Evan Brown to the near side, just made that catch. 14 seconds. Rolling, looking, be sure. Oh, he's got a man over there. It's Torres on the far sideline. He'll make the catch up near the 25-yard line.
Time for one more play, maybe.
A 12-yard pitch and catch, another first down for the Broncos. This one to Torres. Up to the 25-yard line. Maybe one more and then bring on Ryan Jackson.
Yep.
Right now you'd be looking at about a 42, 43-yard field goal, which he's capable of. Rolling, looking. Don't want to take too much time. 5 seconds. Look down. Got his man. And they will stop the clock. Out of bounds he goes to Evan Brown. Another first down catch just beyond. It's a gain of 11. So we've got 10, 12, and 11 now. In 30 seconds, you do right on Jackson, and this is a much more manageable field goal. This is going to be a 31-yarder from the left hash. Your normal 5-point swing at the 1-minute mark of a first half, you know. Snaps back, holds down. Not a great snap, but good kick by Jackson, up and through. Good, strong kick by Ryan Jackson, a 31-yard field goal at the final play of the first half. Well, they got anything stronger than Coco down there at the concession stand. 19-14. Plenty to talk about again as we kick off the Mike Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. Michael's goal is to help you plan for the unexpected. He'd love this one. And protect your future. Getting to know you and the things that are most important to you will help them customize the right plan for your needs. Learn more. Visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2336. A bigger supporter of Spring Hill Sports Live you will not find than Michael Grand and the crew there at Farm Bureau Financial Services. We're back in 2 minutes with the halftime show on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their #1 goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net. Or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Rain Dance Studios is the area's newest dance studio with professionally trained staff, a brand new facility, and classes for every dance and tumbling level. Rain Dance Studios is everything you never knew you needed in a dance family. With an emphasis on customer experience, exquisite dance technique, and dancer confidence, Rain is the dance studio for every aspiring dancer. Come join Spring Hill's premier dance experience and get the royal treatment. Schedule a free 2-week trial by visiting raindancestudios.com.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health. Advanced healthcare, advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Prime Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or go online to primeaccounting.net.
Hello, I'm Dr. Alyssa O'Connor, and I would like to welcome you to Sozo Chiropractic. So many people only seek out a chiropractor when they are in pain, but ongoing wellness care helps you deal with stress and be healthier. At Sozo Chiropractic, the focus is on holistic wellness for any age. I am Webster certified for prenatal care, pediatric trained, as well as a family chiropractor. We also offer acupuncture and sauna services. Sozo is a Greek word that means to heal, to make well, and to restore health. And that is our goal for each one of our patients who walks through the door.
Back out here on the Mike Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. B.J. Harris, Matt Jones, Caden Carbajo getting entertained by the color guard here at Spring Hill High School, doing a fantastic job. Always cool to see the flags up in the air. We are at halftime of this one. The Broncos with that lead, 19-14. Pretty standard game here in the first half of this one. Let's talk about
standard
how we got to where we are here in this one. Pretty standard to begin with. The Broncos started off this one with the football. Leavenworth will have it to come out of the locker room. Spring Hill goes 6 plays, 74 yards, capped off on a 53-yard touchdown run by Colton McKenna. Same old Colton McKenna. 9:21 to go in the first quarter. Broncos lead 7-0 after a Ryan Jackson PAT. Leavenworth coming out of their own 34-yard line with 9:16 to play in the first quarter. Decent drive, but eventually down inside the Bronco 10-yard line, but have to turn it over on downs. That's a big stop by the Bronco defense, especially if you look at where we are right now. 6:29 to go in the first quarter, 7-0 remains your score. Spring Hill would start at their own 10-yard line with 6:20 to play in the first quarter. They would go 10 plays, 90 yards, capped off with a 4-yard touchdown run by Colton McKenna. 2:34 to go in the first quarter. Broncos lead 14-0 and have 100% control over this game. Leavenworth would go at the Bronco 47-yard line. They would go 3 and out, punt it away. Broncos would get it, decent field position, not really, at their own 22-yard line, rather. Late in the first quarter, and that's when things would start to kind of not go great. Back-to-back runs on that drive by Draven Pipkin. Actually, it wasn't back-to-back. It was a Draven Pipkin run of 23 yards, then a holding call, then an intentional grounding call against the Broncos, then another run by Draven Pipkin of 23 yards, and then the very next play, Colt McKenna fumbles it away. With 11:50 to go in the first half, the Broncos turn it over for the first of what would be 2 times. Leavenworth would take it at the 50-yard line with 11:50 to go, and they would score for the first time. They go 8 plays, 50 yards, capped off on a 2-yard touchdown run by Eddie McLaughlin. The PAT was good with 9 minutes to go in the first half. 14-7 would be your score. Spring Hill would start their own 35 on the ensuing drive. 1 play, a fumble, a second in a row by Colton McKenna. 8:52 to play, and Leavenworth right back in business. They take over at the Spring Hill 44-yard line. What do? Hook and ladder. It's my 21st year in broadcasting. I think I've seen it ran maybe 3 times, and that's always late in the game, just on a deal. I've never seen it really called in that situation.
Just trying to do something crazy.
Golden play call. It executed to perfection. Executed so well I didn't even see it. 44-yard touchdown run on the lateral by the running back, Strickland. Point after attempt was good, 8:43. The crowd was stunned. The Broncos were stunned, and it was 14-14. Broncos would get it to their own 39-yard line, 8:36 to play in the first half. Punt. Leavenworth punt. Broncos punt. Leavenworth gets it at their own 10-yard line with 53 seconds to play in the first half. 2-yard run, incomplete pass, 2-yard loss, and then a safety on the ensuing punt with 23 seconds left. 16-14, we're going to halftime. Nope, not yet. Broncos will get it on the safety kick and then make short work. 10-yard pass to Evan Brown, a 12-yard pass to Jackson Torres, an 11-yard pass to Evan Brown again, all on the sidelines, worked it perfectly. They took it over at the 48-yard line. A good return on a safety kick as well by Colt McKenna that got him in a good field position. You were imploring them to go for it. Keep on working. They did. 31-yard field goal by Ryan Jackson as time runs out in the first half. That was just as exhausting to recap as it was to call it in real time.
I need a nap.
And the Broncos lead it 19-14 here at halftime. We'll talk about it. We'll recap it. We just recapped it. We'll talk about it. Give your halftime stats and more when we return on the Mike Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
You've been in there over 30 minutes. You don't pay the water bill, get out.
Wouldn't it be great if you could control your internet usage like other utilities?
I can.
No, I mean if you could control how much usage there was so you could save yourself money, like with water.
Yeah, I know. I already can with Go Brawly.
Oh, well, now you can. With the all-new app from Go Brawly, you'll have complete control from anywhere. Visit GoBrawly.com to learn more.
Spring Hill's hometown shop is J&T Auto Service. As a full-service repair shop, J&T Auto Service works on all makes and models. Diesels, Europeans, they do it all. From combines to Corvettes. Visit J&T Auto Service for oil changes, tires, brakes, alignments, electrical diagnostics, and so much more. Small town, friendly service with high-tech tools and training. Schedule your service at J&T Auto Service. Call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
Supreme Mechanical Solutions is a heating, AC, and refrigeration company with over 25 years of experience. They install and maintain equipment for residential and commercial customers throughout Kansas City with 100% satisfaction guaranteed. And they're available 24/7 for emergency repairs. Financing is available for system replacements. For supreme quality, think Supreme Mechanical Solutions. Learn more at smsofkc.com or call 913-433-4567.
B.J. Harris, Matt Jones, Caden Carbajo back here at Spring Hill High School as the Broncos lead it here at the break by that score right there on your screen, 19-14 here at halftime. And Matt, boy, that first half, it is just one of those games. Obviously, we've talked quite a bit about the disjointedness, perhaps, of some of the play calls and some of the play on the field as well as some of the officiating. But ultimately, it's kind of the Broncos. When they've played well, it's obvious what's going well.
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
And when they've been things haven't gone well. You think back to the second half against Tonganoxie and certain drives. Really, since then, it's only been individual drives, and that's kind of what we saw in here. A few drives that didn't go the way. What have they done, as you've noticed over the season, when things aren't quite going right? What's some things that they can do that kind of get things going in the right direction?
I think they established a running game. They use their two-headed monster and just keep it simple, keep it on the ground, not try to do anything fancy. I'm always calling for something creative, but I think in this instance they need to just use their thunder and lightning and just establish it, and then they can open up some other stuff.
Boy, credit to Leavenworth. They have taken advantage of their opportunities that have been presented to them, and they're not just here for the heck of it. You can tell that once they felt like they had a little bit of hope, then they're not going to go quietly in the night. This game is going to continue to be competitive, I believe. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could be completely wrong, and I'd be happy to be so if it's the Broncos running away with it, but I don't think so. I think they kind of got enough of it, and it'll be a test to their coaching staff of what they discussed there. I'm not sure how much X's and O's you go over in the locker room if you're Leavenworth. I think you go in there and kind of try to keep them fired up.
And
try to keep that kind of that hope,
motivation,
that idea. I mean, you can go in there and try to draw it up on the chalkboard. I tell you what, if you got a couple more trick plays, probably pull those out as well. And
do it.
I mentioned it a few times during that first half about the number of seniors certainly that are factors in this game for Leavenworth, and that's one of those things that, you talk about a caged animal or something backed into the corner or whatever. If you're a senior playing football and you love this sport and you feel it slipping away, you start to play maybe at a different level than you're used to, or at very least you're going to go out, guns a-blazing, so to speak.
Right.
So the Broncos certainly have some of those guys on this team that could be playing in their final game, but by and large it's a much younger squad than what Leavenworth is rolling out there here tonight. If the Broncos are fortunate enough to get the win here, they will be on the road likely next week. Looks like DeSoto taking care of business in that one. Any scores you got to pass along, partner?
DeSoto's dominating Kansas City Turner 42-0. Emporia is down to Highland Park. Blue Valley Southwest is up on Topeka Seaman 28-14. Paola down big. St. Thomas Aquinas 21-0. Baldwin's down big to Hayden 34-0. Lewisburg's up big on Bonner Springs 35-0. Ottawa down big to Miege 42-7. Eudora up. This is still with 6 minutes left in the second quarter. 54-0 over Lebec County out of Altamont. And Piper up 14-7 over Tonganoxie. And I also have Girard up 21-0 over Parsons.
Those kids from Lebec County, not just Altamont. That's Mound Valley, Bartlett, and some Parsons kids even come down there to Lebec County.
There's some kids from Erie that even go down there. They sneak into Altamont.
It's one of the cool high school basketball gyms that I broadcast from.
I remember going to a regional tournament when I coached at Pittsburgh High School for wrestling. Went down to Altamont.
I comment on that gym every time I go in there, the old school. There's somebody built gyms in Kansas about that time. They built about, I'm sure, a few of them, and when you see them, you know it.
Yeah.
They look just like that. There's your basketball preview they're getting for us so far. We hope there's still plenty of – or wrestling, excuse me. I forgot those take place in the gym also. The football season, we hope to continue. The Broncos clinging here to this 5-point lead that was less than in hand before this half came about. Let's take a look at our halftime stats brought to you by Supreme Mechanical Solutions. When your thermostat is too hot or too cold, I've been chasing it all week with the weather the way it's been. Call Supreme Mechanical Solutions. Learn more at smsofkc.com. Check them out on Facebook or call 913-433-4567. I shouldn't have to adjust the thermostat as much as we do in our house, but I've got some princesses that have to be a certain temperature.
I just figured out how to work my new one.
Oh, boy.
It helps when all the wires are plugged in.
If you have any issues, be sure to call the folks at Supreme Mechanical Solutions. Those stats. First up, we'll talk about Colt McKenna. 13 carries, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 fumbles as well that kind of turned the tide of the momentum of this game. He's got 2 catches for 17 yards as well. Still putting in just an incredible performance as always. Dreven Pipkin back off injury. A nice game for him so far. Those pair of 23-yard runs certainly helped. 9 carries, 74 yards. Hasn't hit the end zone yet. Would like to see that. Quarterback Tyson Beshore, 6 of 8 for 62 yards. Big chunks of those coming on that last drive. But 6 of 8, very efficient. 2 carries for 5 yards as well. For the passing game, Evan Brown, 2 big catches on that last drive to get the field goal from Ryan Jackson. He's got 2 catches, does Evan Brown. 2 catches, 29 yards. 1 catch for 12 yards for Jackson Torres. 1 catch for 4 yards for Junior Jara for the Broncos. Those are your halftime thorough stats brought to you by Supreme Mechanical Solutions. We'll come back here on the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show in just a moment. We'll wrap things up, get you ready for second half action from Spring Hill. The Broncos right now up by 5 over the Pioneers on Spring Hill Sports Live.
What is typically a daunting, frustrating, and intimidating experience was enjoyable and exciting because of Amy. She listened to what we envisioned for our future home and was able to show us houses that reflected this. She was with us every step of the way, taking the time to answer our phone calls and text. We ended up with our dream home all thanks to Amy.
Feel at home while you find your next home with Amy Kelly of Reese Nichols Real Estate. Amy goes above and beyond for her clients and even makes a contribution to Ronald McDonald House with every closing. Contact Amy Kelly to buy or sell your home.
Massage is more than relaxation. Apex Massage Therapy can go beyond with targeted work for headaches and sinuses, myofascial releases, trigger point therapy, neuromuscular therapy, reflexology, cupping, and hot stones. Kylie's hands go right to the problem areas and work out all the issues. She is certified in prenatal massages, oncology, lymphatic drainage, pre- and post-surgery massages, and she can also work on minors and athletes. For openings and specials, like and follow Apex MT on Facebook.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Good look into the Bronco kickoff team as they get set to cover this one. Leavenworth will have the ball as we start this second half. So it'll be incumbent on the Bronco defense to get another stop. The Bronco defense has been pretty stout. They've had to have their back against the wall. The 2 touchdowns for Leavenworth came after Bronco turnovers. Other than that, they've been pretty solid in this game. They bent but not break. They first drive, Leavenworth was able to go down the field and really put themselves in a position to score, but couldn't do it. If they do, I think this kind of makes things even more precarious at this point. But those 5 points, man, remember those. The safety after forcing a punt and then a field goal, taking advantage of a short timeline. They got that ball back with 19 seconds left and were able to go down the field and score. And now this is where Leavenworth will start, as that will be kicked up and brought down. Penalty flag comes down as a face mask is going to come in. I think it looked like a face mask. It may have been one. It got him spun around for sure, and that'll get it almost every time.
Not sure why we're kicking it high and we're not trying to kick it through the end zone.
You don't know if the wind kicked up or what.
The flag is not moving at all. Now,
they call it against Leavenworth, actually. So it wasn't a hold. It wasn't a face mask. I thought it looked like it kind of spun him around, but they called, I think, a holding against, a block in the back, rather, against Leavenworth.
That kind of felt like maybe he slapped his helmet, didn't really grab his face mask.
Well, whatever we saw, they did not, and whatever they saw, we did not. So,
well, this is consistent, so I'm glad we're continuing on the confusion.
Yeah, that one I think is on us.
Maybe it's our confusion.
Yeah, no, that's. There's no mirrors in here because we lifted the window, but if we had to, we'd be looking right back at it.
Yep, that's right.
It's 19-14, 11:54 to play. As Leavenworth will start this inside their own 20 at the 18-yard line. Quarterback is Eddie McLaughlin. Handoff, Strickland bubbled back. He's going to keep it alive, though. Hassled out there. Debiak can't shake him, and he's able to run out of bounds. Escorted out there by Newton as the guys are able to stretch it. Somebody got in there in a hurry and disrupted things, but not able to bring him down. I think it may have been Anderson or Richardson, one of the two.
Well, McAllister had a pretty good angle on him, but Richardson had hit the ground. He actually tried to hurtle over him, and they got tangled up.
A big loss in the play of about 8 yards.
2nd and 16 for the Pioneers at turn 12.
Just a loss of 6, perhaps. Straight drop.
Nope.
Throw it underneath, and he makes the catch up near the 20-yard line.
That's a dangerous ball right there. That could have been picked. It was a good catch by number 10.
Yeah, Newton made a decision to make the play in front of him, which I appreciate that. It's a good gain of about 8 yards on the completion.
But it sets up a 3rd and long, so that's probably a wise play because if it's caught, if he goes for the interception and doesn't get it, it's probably a big play. So good heady play.
3rd down and 8. 3 wide receivers, rather far side. McLaughlin flushed, rolling near side. Penalty flag comes in. Probably a hold and a nice play in the back end. Boy, James Newton hurt us. I mean, this time he's going to go up there and swat that one out of the air. It's a holding penalty, I do believe, where it was thrown, and they will decline that one, make it 4th down. That's exactly what the white hat indicated was a hold.
Ramey got hit pretty good. He looks like he's slow to get up on that play.
So a 3-and-out forced by the Bronco defense, just what the doctor ordered to get this second half started. And so they will kick it away with Ryan Paul back just beyond his 40-yard line to return this one. McLaughlin's the punter as well. He's done a good job in that duty. And he'll hustle that one to kick it away. Fair caught by Paul just inside his own territory at the 49-yard line, so that's where the Broncos, and Paul wants that one back probably. It's a pretty line drive kick. He's gotten some air on him before, but that one probably would give him a chance to return it. But he will start there nonetheless at their own 49-yard line. 11:03 to play here, third quarter. And I'll find it. There's only 4. I'll get through them eventually.
Unless there's overtime.
The Broncos, that seems about right.
But that's not a quarter.
Broncos would start this drive and try to kind of right things back to where they were the first 2 drives. The first 2 drives, things were rolling, and they know what they need to do to get that going here. Quarterback Tyson Beecher, turnaround handoff. Colton McKenna trying to pick his way through. Well played. It'll be a gain of a couple, maybe 3. Tackle made for Leavenworth. Made by Emmanuel Benson. And it'll bring up a 2nd down at 7, a gain of 3 for McKenna. Just inside Pioneer territory at the 48-yard line. Be sure. Turn handoff. Big push off that side. If he's able to keep his feet, he's probably still running. A nice surge by the Bronco O-line. It'll be a gain of about 6 on what was a 2nd down and 7. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 1.
Another good burst of speed.
Kirchner wide out to the far side, near side Brown. Turn handoff. McKenna. First down across the 40. And brought down at the 38-yard line. It'll be a 1st down for the Broncos. Old school smash mouth there for Colton McKenna. Needed 1, he got 3.
Exactly what they needed. Kind of calm everybody down, build some rhythm. I would assume the coaches, they're probably different. Leavenworth kept their guys fired up. I'm assuming our staff said, calm down, take a deep breath.
Exactly. 2 very different locker rooms likely. Turn handoff, Draven Pipkin. His first carry of the second half. It's a good one by the big guy up across the 35, up near the 32-yard line. A gain of 6 on first down on the run by Draven Pipkin. First half numbers for Pipkin. 9 carries, 74 yards. He's approaching the 100-yard mark. McKenna, 13 carries, 126 yards.
2nd and 4 for the Broncos. Pioneer 32.
2nd down and 4. Tight end far side. Near side, rather, Jara. He's in the route. They're looking at him. They'll throw it over the middle for the other tight end, D. Albini, and a nice play.
He was open.
By Leavenworth, yeah.
Just needed to throw it about a second earlier. It was open. A good closing speed by the defensive back from Leavenworth.
Yeah, Jacob Robinson on the coverage punches that one out there at the last minute.
Lucky it wasn't picked, to be honest.
That
would have been a good athletic pick, but
certainly. Incomplete pass. Turn handoff. Pipkin, first down across the 25 as he falls forward up to it. Just needed 4, and he was able to get 6, maybe 7 on the carry and a first down.
Tackle made by number 32, Henry Garcia.
We'll give him 7 up to the 24-yard line.
1st and 10 Broncos.
We'll run 2 wide receivers to the near side, 2 tight ends as well. D.L. Beanie to the far side and Junior Jar to the near side. B-Short calls for it. Turn handoff. McKenna. Big push again by McKenna. Driving forward. He was hit about the 20-yard line. He's going to fall down shy of the 15 up to the 16, and a just hard run there on first down of 9 yards, maybe 8 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 2.
And to clarify, that was Pipkin running the ball there.
It was Pipkin. I wrote Pipkin down, just never didn't say it. And a penalty flag will come in from downtown.
I guess a hold, but it's...
We'll see what the call is. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the play, but we'll see if it comes back. And it is holding against the Broncos. So that'll negate that first down run by Pipkin. This is kind of, that drive when things got stalled out, it was because of penalties. A holding penalty stopped that drive, and then that began the melee of bad plays. Second down and 11. Handoff, Pipkin, right side, sticks a foot in the ground, still picking his way, and he'll get up near the 20-yard line. He'll get a gain of 5.
And that'll create a much more manageable third down, looking at about 3rd and 6.
Yep, third down and 6. Needs to get to the 9.5-yard line.
9.
So maybe a little bit over 5 yards here. Long 5, short 6. Probably 2-down territory, although Jackson has proven he's got the leg to probably knock it in from back here. Turn, handoff, McKenna trying to make sure they don't have to worry about that. Backside going forward, driving forward for the first down. First down, Broncos. Colton McKenna needed 5.5, 6, and that's exactly what he got. Maybe an extra yard to boot on the 9th play of this drive. We'll give him 7 and a first down.
Another good push by the O-line. It makes McKenna's job so much easier when he doesn't take contact until 5-6 yards down the field.
The 10th play of this drive that started at their own 49-yard line after a 3-and-out by Leavenworth. Now the Broncos are in business. First down and 10 at the 13-yard line. Turn, handoff. Pipkin, another good run, driving forward near the 5-yard line. And it'll be a gain of 8 on first down. It'll bring up a second down and 2, and the Broncos knocking on the door.
Big boys just said, follow us.
Man, that's a good feeling.
Yes, it is.
Turn, handoff. Broncos in a hustle. And now penalty flag comes down.
A little too fast.
Well, the sideline was calling for it. They do get offsides against the Pioneers.
Not
so
too
that
fast.
Will give them, give them the free 5 and a first down. It'll be first and goal.
This is the definition for the defense being back on their heels right now. And that's in credit to the Bronco offensive line.
So offsides on the 11th play of the drive. First and goal and
half the distance.
Another offsides. You can't theoretically score this way. You can never cut it completely in half.
That's right.
I mean, that's all you can do. So that'll move it up. So it'll be first and goal at the 1.5-yard line for the Broncos. 2 tight ends. Turn, handoff. Pipkin driving into the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos. Draven Pipkin, welcome back to number 2. Tasting the end zone for the first time in several weeks on a 2-yard run.
We got a player
Keanu
down.
Tiafau banged up a little bit on that play. He's been forced into duty offensive line as well of his defensive line duties. How about an 11-play drive for the Broncos?
And that's exactly what they needed. Simple, back to their bread and butter, just plowing their way, imposing their will on the defensive line.
Tiafau going to get up and get off the field, looks like.
Hobbling a little
Just
bit,
a
but
little
he's moving.
So Draven Pipkin from 2 yards out caps off that 11-play drive, and now Ryan Jackson to come on to kick the point after attempt. 6:32. That drive took almost 5 minutes off the clock, 4.5. Up and good. Broncos have scored 12 unanswered after it was all tied up at 14. 6:32 to play in the third quarter. We're back in 30 seconds on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Rain Dance Studios is the area's newest dance studio with professionally trained staff, a brand new facility, and classes for every dance and tumbling level. Rain Dance Studios is everything you never knew you needed in a dance family. With an emphasis on customer experience, exquisite dance technique, and dancer confidence, Rain is the dance studio for every aspiring dancer. Come join Spring Hill's premier dance experience and get the royal treatment. Schedule a free 2-week trial by visiting raindancestudios.com.
Spring Hill Broncos showing a lot of grit in this one. Things have been kind of squirrely at times, but boy, they have kept it with it and have scored now 12 unanswered after it was 14-14. And that time it was 14-14, that happened with 8:43 to play. And then there was a bunch of punts. The Broncos got the ball back, all tied up at 14 with under a minute to play. And able to get it to where it is right now. A stop in the first drive and then a score. They'll kick it.
Watch
show
that
reverse.
Yep.
They'll get it to McLaughlin. The Broncos are all out of sorts. McLaughlin able to burst forward. Who's there? Noah Anderton. Short tacker Casey O'Neill as well. Across the 35. And that's fine number 3 getting the ball. Pretty good plan. Up to the 37. That's where they'll start.
So I'm wondering out loud if the coaching staff is maybe having them kick it, little pooch kicks to avoid the reverse.
Maybe.
I just kick it deep. You got the guy with the leg. He can do it.
I told more people. I went to Pitt State last week. I told more people about Lane Riles and his ability to kick the football at Lewisburg.
Oh, my gosh.
And if I could have got on the sidelines, I'd have told Brian Wright about it. Straight drop for McLaughlin. Pressure coming. Debiak had 2 guys a hold of him and still almost got home. Incomplete.
Good coverage.
Tended on that far side for Strickland. Yeah, very good coverage down the field. That's R.J. Dominic trying to get in his hip pocket. That's a tough order for that big guy.
Yeah, it is.
R.J. 6'5", 220. Guarding the running back out of the backfield in Xavier Strickland. And he's nothing to sneeze at.
That's the correct coverage because he was coming out of the backfield, and that's something they missed a couple times last week.
3 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Turn, they'll do it on the ground with Strickland this time. And chased out of bounds. Dominic out there helping out along with giving and running downhill for Spring Hill is Jackson Torres. And it'll be a gain of 3 on the run by Strickland and a 3rd down. 3rd down and 7.
3rd and 7 for the Pioneers at their own 40.
2 wide receivers near side, 2 to the far side. McCann in the slot to the far side. Lone running back is Strickland behind McLaughlin. 6:13, 3rd quarter. Here in Spring Hill, week number 9 of the high school football season. Straight drop for McLaughlin. Now they'll start to get through. Lets it fly over the seam, and it is caught. What a catch by McCann.
Ramey.
Excuse me, that is Ramey. And what a pass and catch it was. Holy mackerel.
The coverage was there. It was just an acrobatic catch.
A 25-yard catch for Ramey. And Leavenworth's in business now at the 35-yard line. Trips to the near side as they'll move McCann across the line. Now roll Strickland out of there, no backfield. Show it, ball's loose.
On the ground.
Ball's still loose. Broncos are there. We'll see. It's going to be very close. I think McLaughlin got back. No! They're able to get on top of it as the man-child, Mark Debiak, comes out of there with the ball. And he is fumble recovery, sacks, tackles for loss. His stat totals are going to be something to look at. And add another fumble recovery to the mix. Just around the ball all the time. And this time it's a turnover by the Broncos. Forced by the Broncos, rather. They've given up 2, and they'll get 1 back. There's that defense stepping up.
Well, that defensive line surge kind of messed up the play. It messed up the mesh between the quarterback and the receiver coming across the middle on the jet sweep, and it made them do it a little bit too close together. Caused a fumble.
2 wide receivers near his side. Back out there with the offense. McCann in there at the backfield. He'll go to the out right side. He's got a big head of steam up near the 45-yard line. And it'll be a easy 6 for Colton McKenna. That's easy for me to say.
Relatively.
Another one from McCann, just inside that defender. That's a classic example as he kind of edged him out to that edge a little bit. You saw that right foot. He's put that foot in the ground, and that made that defense stop for just a second and then slide up inside of him, and they are right back on the ball. Another good run for McKenna. Hit at the line of scrimmage. Not going to be able to do it this time. Just a gain of a yard.
Tackle made by number 4, Jacob Robinson.
And so not much. He had 9 on the last one, and he'll pick up
2nd and 9 for the Broncos.
just one here.
45.
Bring up a 2nd down and 9 for the 45-yard line. Evan Brown, the wide receiver, to the near side. They'll turn handoff. McKenna. Another good push off that side. Near side O-line. Corey Couch moving people. Couch, number 62 on your screen, 6'1", 255, the senior. Give him a little love on that one. A gain of 8 on the play on the run by McKenna brings up a 3rd down and 2. Gain of 7, rather. And somebody forgot to tell right side of the O-line, snap count.
Illegal procedure against the Broncos.
I think D.L. Beanie was pretty excited to go out for a pass there on that one.
Enthusiasm was
he
high.
led the charge. Throw me the ball.
I'm positive. If I knew I was the number 1 receiver on a play, 100%, I'm jumping off sides. I'd jump off sides. And then I would suddenly not be the number 1 receiver on that play.
That's right.
In the slot will be D.L. Beanie. This is a completely different play call now with a 3rd down. It was 3rd down and 2. Now it's 3rd down and 7. Flip it outside. He goes high for Evan Brown. It would have been a touch. It would have been a 1st down, rather, but falls incomplete. And from what was a promising 3rd and short, now a 4th down, a long way, and probably a punting situation.
Really, it was pretty well covered. There was 3 different Pioneers in the vicinity. Bijord threw the ball really the only place he could that was a safe throw. Would have been a miraculous catch. It was just a little bit too high.
Ramey's already got the catch on that last one armor on that last drive by Leavenworth.
Yeah.
Very next play, though, a fumble and nothing doing. Royals comes on to kick this one away. It'll be short. That'll take a good Bronco bounce and just die right there. Nice one by Carson Royal inside the 15-yard line. That's where Leavenworth will start this drive. 3:38 to play in this 3rd quarter. Deep inside their own territory at their own 12-yard line is where they'll mark that one. Well, the Bronco defense certainly holding up there into the bargain. Offense has sputtered at times. Whenever they've been good, it's been impressive, but the defense continues to be a strong point and something they can rely on a little bit.
Yeah, to be honest, the defense has played really well. There's been that hook ladder,
what
big free play, that crazy catch we just watched. So kind of how the defense has gone this year. They've been pretty consistent, but susceptible to a big play.
Leavenworth will start at their own 12-yard line. Flip it outside for Strickland's. Got the edge. McAllister giving some chase, but a good play there. I'd run that one again if I was Leavenworth, as McAllister escorts him out along with Jackson Torres, but not before a big gain on 1st down for Leavenworth. On a little swing pass.
If I was Leavenworth, I might keep running something like that until it doesn't work.
Yep. 6-yard gain on 1st down. Brings up 2nd down and 4. Make sure you keep up to date on everywhere we're going to be in the playoffs with varsitysportslive.com. Go see what next week's broadcasts are. Get those links and share them with your friends. Turn, keep it this time. Will McLaughlin, the Broncos, not fooled. Thomas Davis right there where he needed to be. McAllister coming up as well. Modest gain, maybe a yard to bring up 3rd down and 3.
Thomas Davis.
3rd down and 3 for the Pioneers.
For the Pioneers at their own 19.
Put Strickland to his right. Dominic showing on blitz off that edge. Right down nearly in front of it, boy. He was there.
He wants that one back, doesn't he?
Yep, Hagan Whitcraft coming in hard on that one. Whitcraft, I believe, already with 2 interceptions on the season. I believe that would have been his 3rd. But it will be a pass breakup on the stat chart and force a punt here by the Pioneers.
In punt formation, number 3, Eddie McLaughlin. Deep for the Broncos, number 25, Ryan Paul.
Yep. I believe that's his 3rd, or would have been his 3rd interception. McLaughlin, this time it'll be to him. Line drive kick, again by Ryan Paul just inside his own territory. As the Broncos will have excellent field position as they start their own 49-yard line with 2:52 to play. Boy, one more score would kind of make things feel a little more comfortable. 12 points, but 12-point lead. You feel okay here at this situation, but we've seen odd things happen here tonight, and certainly Leavenworth's got athletes that can get down the field and make big plays, and 12 points is not real comfortable with you've got guys like that on the field.
No.
Spring Hill starts at their own 49-yard line. B short, turn, handoff, Pipkin.
On carry number 2, Draven Pipkin.
And he'll pick up 3 on first down. Brings up second down and 7. The other thing you need to think about if you're the Broncos is you can take that clock. You don't need to be in a big rush.
That's just getting ready to say the same thing. They can be patient right now.
And play clock, something that was discussed, I believe, last week, because one of those plays late in that game, the Broncos could have ran the clock down, and they snapped it with 30-some seconds on the clock, and they could have burned 30 off of it. Pipkin trying to bounce outside. He's able to do so. Move forward. He'll go out of bounds after a gain of a few. Cross the 45-yard line.
Tackle made by number 13, Dakari Waite.
Up near the 44. It'll be a gain of 3 to bring up a third down and 4.
Pioneer 44.
D'Albini be the tight end to the near side. They'll bring Jara over here as well. He'll be as a wing. And just use bodies over here to try to get it. Penetration. And that time, boy, we gave some love to that O-line. That time somebody missed their assignment. And a loss of 1 or 2 on the play. We'll call it 1 and bring up a 4th down and 5 in the punting situation. Man.
And I don't put that all on the offense line. I feel like Pipkin, once he could have made his decision just a split second quicker, and either decided to cut back or just keep going.
In his defense, that defensive lineman's not supposed to be 3 deep in the backfield.
Correct. Yes, that was the next point, is that you also shouldn't have to deal with that until you get the line of scrimmage. But
I give the O-line love, and I'm more critical of them than probably most guys do.
Probably the opposite with the running backs.
Good punt again by Royal. Drives the defender. They'll flip
Reverse
it
again
over to McLaughlin. He is ripped down by Noah Anderton. Now, that's legal. You can grab him by the shoulder pads.
The shoulder pad, definitely. It looked nasty. But
it did. It looked awesome.
He didn't grab him by the helmet at all. It looked worse than it was.
Probably some Friday night wrestling thing going on right now that just happened, Just the same kind of play. Up around the shoulder, rip him to the ground. And that's a good open field tackle by Anderton. See that Bronco defense back out there. The Pioneer offense has made some big plays here of late, not able to convert and keep drives alive. As a bit of a snoozer here in this third quarter. Broncos have struck once. McLaughlin, quarterback keeper, trying to bounce out, gets out of the reach of Anderton and gives Jackson Torres a face full.
And again, that's something they need to shore up on the outside there. The defensive end is getting sucked in something, putting everything on the cornerback out there, and that's not how it's going to work. You don't want that guy one-on-one with a corner.
Nope. It's a gain of 4 on the keeper. A gain of 6 brings up a second down and 4. Trips near side. Now twins to the far side. No back. Show that in around. Keeper again for McLaughlin. You can see where he could
Good effort.
Be hard to get a hold of.
Should have been tackled back at the line of scrimmage. Was able to juke his way to a pretty nice gain and a first down.
Gain of 9 on the play. And a first down for the Pioneers up to the 32-yard line. Inside a minute to go in the third quarter. It was 14-14. Broncos have reeled off 12 unanswered by way of a safety, a field goal, and a touchdown. Oh, is that a cycle? Straight drop. McLaughlin throws it over the middle. Dangerous, dangerous passer. 4 purple jerseys and 1 guy in white and blue.
And 2 Broncos trying to take each other out in the middle of the field.
Falls incomplete, brings up second down and 10.
I think for the cycle, you'd have to also include a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
10 for the Pioneers at their own 32.
Can 3 picked up flags equal 1 2-point conversion?
3 picked up flags and an inadvertent whistle would equal a cycle. Maybe that's 3 singles and a double. I don't know.
Second down and 10. This time they will give it to Strickland, and he is going to be ripped down from behind. Kelson McAllister all over it. Saw it coming from the word go, had that DN responsibilities, and it's a 6-yard loss on second down and 10.
Good job by McAllister stringing that play out. Ball carrier had nowhere to go.
Loss of 6 brings up third down and 15.
Might let the quarter end here. We'll see.
They do not need to run another play, and they likely will not. We head to the final. Broncos in control. Leavenworth looking at a third and long when we return right after this on your home for Bronco Athletics, Spring Hill Sports.
Your locally owned hometown Allstate agent is Libby Clark, now at her new location in downtown Spring Hill. Libby and her staff are passionate about the people they serve, helping them protect what matters most. With 24-hour customer service and options for online and in-person appointments, the Libby Clark Agency is the small-town agent you've grown to love, with the experience and products you'd expect from an industry-recognized premier agency. Visit them at their new location in downtown Spring Hill, just 1 block off Main on Hale, or call 913-686-6205.
What happened to me. 26-14 as we head to the fourth quarter of play in this one. Leavenworth looking at a third down and long, third down and 15 officially. Twins to both sides, running back to the right of the quarterback, Eddie McLaughlin. Straight drop. He's done all he can in this one. He'll let one heave down the field. Intended for his receiver. Got him turned around. They throw a flag.
Are you kidding me? For what? They ran into each other.
Oh, man.
Holy smokes.
Oh, man.
Two guys where neither of them knew where the ball was ran into each other and didn't even really knock each other out of the way.
Oh,
man. The natives.
They go pass interference against the Broncos. That's a tough break against Spring Hill.
That's very correct of you to call it a tough break.
It was on 3rd and 15 as well, and it was not in the realm of possibility of being caught by Ramey, nor was there enough contact by one player or the other to indicate any kind of pass interference. However, that is the call on the field, and that's what the Bronco defense will deal with on a PI that moves the chains for Leavenworth. They'll keep it alive just beyond the 40-yard line up to the 42. Throw it over the middle. He's got his man. Good catch beyond there. Good effort. Boy, R.J. Dominic, he's putting all his effort out there. Nearly caused a fumble as well, but not before a big gain of 15 yards on first down and moved the chains again. Went right back to Ramey, who's been his main target here of late. The Pioneers are inside Bronco territory, trying to take advantage of another break for them. 3 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Handoff Strickland. And he'll have a nice run on first down as well. Bronco defense reeling just a bit here right now.
And something I've noticed, the Broncos right now are trying to go for the strip. They're trying to go for the fumble. In reality right now, you just need to make the tackle.
Straight up.
Just get the ball carrier down. It's not like it's the end of the game where you're down or you have to have the ball back. Just get the stop.
It's a gain of 7. Trips to the near side. One lone man to the far side. Strickland to the right of McLaughlin. Keep it. Picking his way through. He's got the first down. Very patient ability to kind of pick his way through. It's a gain of 4 on a 2nd down and 7 and another first down for the Pioneers.
He's a shifty runner. He finds the hole. He's got really good vision. Can you imagine if he had some horses in front of him?
Yeah. Coach said he's, got that kind of Michael Vick-ish, and I would say that's right. That kind of able to sit down in there and kind of hide behind those guys and then all of a sudden pop out.
Burst.
And if he gets popped out in the open field, it'll be tough to catch as well.
Absolutely.
We've seen his open speed as well in this one. Send a man in motion. He'll keep it again. And dragging defenders up for a gain of 8 on first down. Another one for McLaughlin. Another good one up to the 25-yard line. 2nd down and 2. They're ahead of the sticks since taking advantage of that pass interference. Straight drop of the play action. Pressure coming in his face. Throws it up. He's got his man wide open. It's Ramey, and it's a touchdown. A 25-yard strike on a nice pass to Ramey. And just like that is, back, game on.
Great route by Ramey. Great throw by the quarterback.
Kept alive by the pass interference, but a 9-play drive. It started at their own 17-yard line with a minute 40 to go in the third quarter. A good drive. I mean, that is substantial.
Well, that's, we've made comments about the pass interference, whether it should or shouldn't. Leavenworth still continued.
Absolutely. Nearly 4-minute drive and capped off on that 25-yard pitch and catch. The point after is good, and it is a 5-point game here in Spring Hill. 26-21, the Bronco offense better get to work when we return on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
(26-21), 9:49 to play in the ball game, and Leavenworth proving to be a tenacious 3-5 team. Now an onside kick, and the Broncos will fall on it. Nope, they'll pick it up. Good return on the far side. That's Jackson Torres. He's not going to be afraid of it. He'll have a nice return up near the 50-yard line. Good job for the Broncos. And Spring Hill will have excellent field position. 9 plays, 83 yards. Capped off on a 25-yard pitch and catch from Eddie McLaughlin to his favorite target in this one throughout the night has been Caden Ramey. I don't want to say Caden Ramey because a year ago and over the last few years, Paola's had a very good player named Caden Ramey. At the 50-yard line, 3 wide receivers near side. Rolling out, Beshore flips it out to his man. He's got Jackson Torres, modest gain on first down.
Keeping him honest, throwing the ball.
It's a gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 8. They actually give him 3. Turn handoff, McKenna. Across the 45, driving forward. He'll have it up to the 44-yard line, and a 3-yard gain will bring up a 3rd down and 4.
Tackle by number 20, Marcus Crawford.
And so a big one here, 3rd down and 3. After what will be a 4-yard run by McKenna. 3 wide receivers far side. Torres is tightest to the line of scrimmage. Turn, handoff. Option keeper by the quarterback, and a nice play call there by Beshore. Good read. Everybody in the building was thinking it was going to be to McKenna.
Great call. Great pull.
He needed 3. He got 4. Took the slide up to the 39-yard line. First down for the Broncos. 8:32 to play in the ball game. Broncos clinging to a 5-point lead. Those 5 points Well, they collected in the final minute and a half of the first half on a safety and a field goal. That's the difference in this one. Tied in near side, D'Albini looking, flushed, and then Bishore wisely throws it away as he is contacted. Intended for Kirshner, incomplete to bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Bishore kind of looking at the official like, hey, help me out here a little bit.
It'll be a 2nd down and 10 just from inside the 40-yard line. We'll flip the wide receivers now to the near side. And the incomplete pass does stop the clock, and that's not really what you want to do here in this situation. Broncos coming out passing, and coach has asked for that thing to be where it should be, which is on this near side hash. Turn handoff McCann on 2nd down and 10. Bump outside if there's no contain. Able to slip through there, get across the 35 up to the 34-yard line. Be a gain of 5 on 2nd down and 10. And make up a 3rd down and give him 6.
And another good cut up field getting north and south.
Long 4 here for the Broncos. Trip to the near side. Tight end far side. 2 tight end set. Handoff again, McKenna bubbling back and nobody. TFL not able to secure the line of scrimmage, and a big loss and a 4th down, and now what do you do?
I was going to say this could be 4-down territory, but now I'm not so sure. This is a good, interesting call for feedback.
4th and 6 for the Broncos at the 35-yard line.
Well, you make the call here and don't take a timeout. You kind of need to know what you want to do there, because you're going to possibly need those timeouts. 4th down and 6. For Spring Hill, they're going for it. Straight drop. Throw it over the edge. Looking for Kirshner. Can't make the catch. Hit him in the hands and not able to pull it in. It had been close to a 1st down regardless, depending on where he came down with it, but a turnover on downs. And a big stop there by Leavenworth. Well, we talk about the grit of the Pioneers here in this one.
Yeah, they're not going to go down quietly. They know their season's on the ropes, and they're not going to give up.
Well, now the Broncos' season's on the ropes.
7:07
to play in this ball game. Holding on to that 5-point lead, they need that Bronco defense to get big once again. They've stepped up when they've needed them. Last time, not the case, though. Last one was a 9-play drive. It was kept alive on a 3rd and 15 pass interference, but you're going to have those breaks, and they took advantage of it. Broncos show blitz on the far side. They'll turn handoff up the middle for Strickland. Not much there. In fact, nothing there. We'll call it officially no gain, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. And they put it right back to the original line of scrimmage. Inside 7 minutes to play in the ball game. Broncos lead by 5. 3 wide receivers near side. Strickland to the right of McLaughlin. Straight drop looking. 1 receiver down the field and just beyond his reach. First time they've kind of gone that direction with guys that are all
well covered.
Yep, very well covered. Pass intended for Kellen Ray. Junior wide receiver falls incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Got to be on the lookout for number 10, Ramey, on this one. He's been their go-to guy.
3rd down and 10 from the 35. Clock stops at 6:27. Plenty of time. Pressure coming. Debiak flushing, still rushing. McLaughlin trying to make guys miss and able to get out of bounds, knocked it out of bounds. Nice job, Casey O'Neill, I believe, over there to escort him out of bounds. And it'll bring up a 4th down for the Pioneers and likely a go-for-it situation. We'll see. It's kind of tough spot here. They'll punt at 6:20. You're kind of in that no man's land, to be honest with you.
But their defense has been their defense has been playing well, so.
Agreed. 4-yard run for McLaughlin, but a punt. He'll stay on to punt it away. Ryan Paul back to return at his heels at his own 26-yard line.
I like to see 77 get the fake.
That'd be kind of fun.
He's a big boy.
Paul going to return this one. Nope, fair caught it before I looked at him at the 23-yard line. That's where the Broncos will start. And a chance to put the ice on this one if they can get it across the end zone. But if they don't, it will continue to leave that outside chance open. You know, you look at this game, if you're the Broncos, you just kind of want to put it away here because the strangest things have been. Yeah, if you look back at this one and you don't get the win, they've controlled it for a good portion of the game. Things have gone against them at times. Things have gone for them at times. But
sure. But if it was weird,
this is not the game you would want to lose, or you would feel remotely like you should have lost.
Well, I still feel like Spring Hill's dominated the game.
Hand off McKenna, big run off left side. Colt McKenna wants to end it right now. Can he run away from it? No, almost. Just tripped up at the end. Benson able to just get a hold of his heels, but number 5 changed the field dramatically. As all the way up to the 45-yard line. A 32-yard run rather, by Colt McKenna.
Showing some afterburners there, and barely.
That heel, able to get the heel. If he doesn't, he's into the end zone. We'll call it 33 officially, as he does get up to the 44. First down and 10 for the 44. The field goal makes a big difference here, too. Here's Pipkin up near the 40-yard line. It'll be just shy of the 41. It'll be a gain of 2.
I feel more comfortable with 6. Obviously, point total, but high school football players putting field goals in their hand is still risky business.
Sure. Keanu Tiafau continues to battle through a little bit of an injury. He just had to leave the field as well, and he is replaced in his spot on that left side by Evan Burke, 5'8", 230-pound sophomore. Turn, hand off McKenna. They ran right that direction. They've got a first down and more. New offensive lineman comes in, run right at him, and it's a good gain for McKenna. He'll pick up 11. And another first down for Spring Hill. First down and 10 at the 30. Methodical here.
Exactly what they needed.
Clock does stop as he goes out of bounds. Turn, hand off McKenna. Another good one up in front. And a penalty flag is going to come out the end. That could be a face mask or something like that at the end. Pipkin was out there. The O-line blocked it so well, he didn't have anybody to block for quite a while. And he gets it inside the 25-yard line. We'll wait for the call. Chatter amongst the Bronco faithful here inside the stadium. I'm sure some of those folks still watching at home. Appreciate you guys. His face mask. How about that? Old man knows what he's talking about from time to time. And so they'll give him that run and tack on a 5-yarder at the end of that, all the way inside the red zone now for the Broncos, up to the 17-yard line. First down and 10 from the 17 for Spring Hill, trying to escape this one.
Escape, ice.
Again, a win would put you on the road at DeSoto next week. We'd have that game for you right here on Spring Hill Sports Live. Just got to get it through the end zone here. Turn, handoff. Good cut again by McKenna. And able to fall forward across the 15, up near the 13-yard line. Tiafau battling, runs right back in there for that O-line.
He wants to be out there, doesn't he? He's like, Coach, don't take me out again.
Yep. If you can take that defensive mindset to the offensive side of the ball, you can be pretty effective over there. So I've heard.
I think that's a lineman in general. They don't care. They just want to brawl.
Yep. 4-yard run. Turn, handoff again. McKenna ripped down from behind. Boy, he was coming.
He
Benson
came out of nowhere, didn't he?
Benson continues to be a little bit of a thorn in their side. He had McKenna's touchdown run. He just took away, and he'll catch it from behind again. It may have been another touchdown, as he was able to. If he was able to catch that edge, there was nothing doing. Instead, a rare loss on the play, a loss of 3, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. Field goal scenario starting to become a factor here. Possibly, we'll see what they decide to do. 3rd down and 9 from the 27. You'd be looking at about a 35-yard field goal, 33-yard field goal here. Handoff, McKenna. Hit and ripped down hard again. Benson is taking out some frustration as he's taking out some of those last hits. It's a 4th down. And a timeout taken by Leavenworth, recognizing they want some time left on the clock. Ryan Jackson will run out there. We'll be looking at a field goal, and we return after this on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Hello, I'm Dr. Alyssa O'Connor, and I would like to welcome you to Sozo Chiropractic. So many people only seek out a chiropractor when they are in pain, but ongoing wellness care helps you deal with stress and be healthier. At Sozo Chiropractic, the focus is on holistic wellness for any age. I am Webster certified for prenatal care, pediatric trained, as well as a family chiropractor. We also offer acupuncture and sauna services. Sozo is a Greek word that means to heal, to make well, and to restore health. And that is our goal for each one of our patients who walks through the door.
Ryan Jackson will come out on the field to attempt the 30-yard field goal. A 4-yard run, or 3-yard run rather, by McKenna and made it a 30-yard field goal from the near side hash, right hash. Snaps back, holds down. That part's good. Blocked. Blocked. Now here's Jackson. Jackson tried to run fire. Ball's still loose and live. Oh, boy. It's still loose and live. It doesn't matter necessarily. I mean, the kind of damage is done. But Leavenworth falls on top of it. It wouldn't have mattered. It was going to be their ball. And a blocked, very good one. I didn't see who did that. It may have been Benson again.
It wouldn't surprise me.
But a good one off that far side. It was well executed. Good snap, good hold. He just got there faster. And a blocked field goal. My goodness, we've seen it all tonight. With 2:45 to play, and you tell you what, everybody just got a little more tense here inside the shack. It is 26-21. The Bronco defense is going to have to be called on again, as Leavenworth will start this at their own 25. Here with 2:45 to play in the ball game. Keeper by McLaughlin, gathered up. Casey O'Neill driven all the way back. R.J. Dominic's having a very good ball game. And Casey O'Neill, the 5'11 junior, and R.J. Dominic, senior, no gain on the play. McLaughlin. 2 timeouts remaining for Leavenworth. McLaughlin looking. He'll throw it over the middle. Caught by Ramey, his favorite target. Brought down immediately by Noah Anderton. And a timeout taken by Leavenworth with 2:11 to play. It'll be a 3rd down.
Obviously, this is 4-down territory, so they don't have to get the first down on this play.
Timeout, we'll take it. We're back at 30 on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Hi, ladies. Do you know what you want to drink?
Ooh, yeah, I'll have the unlimited coffee.
Me too. You got some coffee?
You know, back in my day, unlimited meant there were no limits. But you need a Tired of paying for unlimited offers that leave you feeling limited? Experience Limitless with Go Brawley.
Kids all of a sudden rally on it. I mean,
3rd down and 6. I know. 3rd down, 4 rather. For Leavenworth after the timeout. They're trying to keep this drive alive. They've got 1 timeout remaining. Hard count. That defense is curled up there trying to explode, and then got to watch that ball move. Put a man in motion. They'll run it. McLaughlin, time, throws down the field. But last minute, Hagen Whitcraft, nice job getting his head around at the last minute. You watch that wide receiver's eyes. When they start to become the size of saucers, you turn around and make yours as big as that. And That's what Noah Anderton did. Again, picking him up. He was the guy in motion, was McCann the intended receiver. And that's tough for Anderton, the linebacker, to see him coming out and be in coverage. And it brings up a 4th down, and this could do it. We'll see. 4th down and 4. Broncos show Dominic off that far side. McLaughlin, straight drop. Again, throws a middle. It's knocked down out of the air. The Broncos. It was tipped, I believe, at the line of scrimmage.
I think so, yeah.
And good coverage by Kelson McAllister as well. And a turnover on downs on the pass breakup.
You know, back to that 3rd down throw, we were talking about the coverage. It was so good because that probably could have, if he wouldn't have turned his head at the last minute, you're looking at probably another pass interference. But what perfect timing.
Yeah, Hagen Whitcraft's had a couple of sneaky big plays in this one.
He has, yeah. He's probably one of their better underrated defenders this year. He's had some big hits. He's done a really good job in coverage.
100%. Broncos just need a couple first downs here. Leavenworth with just 1 timeout. You'll see it here likely. Not much there, maybe a gain of 2 on the run. And there's that timeout. We'll take it. Timeout on the field, the final for Leavenworth. Broncos trying to get out of here. We'll see if they can when we return on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strode Orthodontics. Another look in there at the Bronco crowd getting on their feet here late in this one.
Man, that camera guy's good.
Man, he's good. You better get over there, though. You missed this one right now. Turn left over. McKenna, a big one up to the 25-yard line. And it'll be a gain of 6 and a 3rd down and a 1st down forthcoming. If they can just pick up a couple more yards.
Tackle by number 13, Dakari Wake.
6-yard run brings up 3rd down and 2 from the 25-yard line for Spring Hill. Overcoming some odds today, some grit by both teams, really.
Absolutely.
Late in the season, man. Week 9, that's a 1-2 game. This will be one of the closest games in the state of Kansas tonight.
Oh, for sure.
And it's just 2 teams that aren't quite done playing football yet. Outside left way for McKenna trying to get the 1st down to the Broncos are not done in playing football yet. Spring Hill will continue this season. They'll be able to take a knee twice and get out of here on a 1st down run of 4 yards by Colton McKenna. And you'll get to go to victory formation here for Spring Hill and keep this thing going.
TFL's still gimping around there. He's going to need to hit the training facility first thing tomorrow morning.
Broncos are 1 drive away from having reeled off 6 straight.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And really a half a football and a drive away from having a very, very 8-2 season, or we'd be looking at 7-2 right here real easily.
That's for
and
sure.
The Broncos instead have 5-4 though, above 500, and hold on to get one here at home against Leavenworth, a feisty Pioneer team that is a tough out for Spring Hill, but the Broncos able to get enough in this one. That rally at the end of the first half was the difference. 5 points scored in about a minute and a half, and there's your total. 26-21, your final score in this one. The Broncos win it here at home on what will be the final home game of the season. We'll be at DeSoto next week. We'll talk more about that. We'll recap this game and get out of here as we kick off the Shoemaker Collision postgame show right after this on Spring Hill Sports Live.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com. Rain Dance Studios is the area's newest dance studio with professionally trained staff, a brand new facility, and classes for every dance and tumbling level. Rain Dance Studios is everything you never knew you needed in a dance family. With an emphasis on customer experience, exquisite dance technique, and dancer confidence, Rain is the dance studio for every aspiring dancer. Come join Spring Hill's premier dance experience and get the royal treatment. Schedule a free 2-week trial by visiting raindancestudios.com.
First Auction Bank community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stowe with Paola Veterinary Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown vets who know and care about your family. Coming soon, a new location here in Paola in the industrial park with cattle haul-in and boarding and grooming. With 24-hour emergency services and 3 other locations in Lewisburg, Drexel, and Martin City, and a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Sumner.
Back in here on the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center postgame show. BJ Harris, Matt Jones, Caden Carbajo. Postgame brought to you by Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Kansas City's premier auto collision paint repair center. They work with all insurance companies, can get you back on the road in no time. To learn more, visit them online at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095. We'll kind of try to get you and let you know how we got to where we are in just a moment. But first, some scores to update. Matt, you got some 5A East things, kind of figure out where everybody's going to be next week. What do you got?
I do. So far, Mill Valley dominates Kansas City Harmon. Shawnee Heights over Lansing. Pittsburgh over Kansas City Washington. DeSoto High School, who we will play next week, over Turner. Obviously, Spring Hill over Leavenworth. Emporia with, I guess I'd call it an upset seeding-wise over Highland Park. They dropped 70 on the number 3 seed in the 5A East. And then Blue Valley Southwest, maybe an upset, probably not, maybe just a seeding upset over Seaman High School. And right now, Sumner is up by 6 over Topeka West, so that one is not final yet.
Talk about wide open. I mean, this game goes a different way. That game goes a different way. You just mentioned you talk about 4 lower seeds winning first-round games if that was the case. I mean, it was real close to being that. 5A is pretty wide open except for one exception on the east side of things. That's a pretty big exception. The way this one went, Broncos would score on their first drive, a good one, a 6-play drive, capped off on a 53-yard touchdown run by Colton McKenna, 7-0. Leavenworth would go down and almost score. They would have it first and goal inside the 10, but couldn't get it done, turned it over on downs. Broncos would take advantage of that. They would go 90 yards on 10 plays, capped off on a 4-yard touchdown run by Colton McKenna, his second of the half. 2:34 to go in the first quarter. It was 14-0. Things would change, though, dramatically. McCann would fumble on the next Bronco offensive possession. 11:50 to go in the first half, and Leavenworth would go to work. They'd go 50 yards on 8 plays, capped off on a 2-yard touchdown run by Eddie McLaughlin. The point after was good, made it 14-7. The very next play offensively for the Broncos, another Colt McCann fumble. 2 in the game, 2 touchdowns as well for him, but giving it right back to Leavenworth, and 1 play later, a 44-yard hook and ladder play that scored a touchdown by the running back, Strickland. And just like that, probably, well, I can tell you, in the time period of, after the Broncos had built a 14-0 lead in 3 minutes, less than actually, 2 minutes and 58 seconds at game time, the Broncos were tied at 14. So they made quick work of it, did Leavenworth, Spring Hill, and then we have a bunch of punts in a row, 3 in a row. In fact, Leavenworth would get the ball back at their own 10-yard line. This is when things got strange. They would get the ball back at their own 10-yard line with about 53 seconds remaining. 2-yard run, incomplete pass, and then a 2-yard loss. Then a timeout by the Broncos stops the clock. And with 23 seconds remaining in the first half, a snap over the punter's head, a safety, and the Broncos lead at 16-14. The ensuing safety kick and a very good return by Colton McCann to put it all the way up to the 48-yard line inside Leavenworth territory. Broncos able to go down the field, a 10-yard completion to Evan Brown, a 12-yard completion to Jackson Torres, an 11-yard completion to Evan Brown, puts him in field goal range, and Ryan Jackson knocks through a 31-yard field goal, puts him up by 5, 19-14, and the Broncos would eventually just win this thing by 5. That 5-point swing was the difference. Leavenworth would have the ball to start the second half. They'd go 3 and out. The Broncos would go down the field and score on a great drive, the best one of the game, 11 plays, 51 yards, capped off at a 2-yard run by Draven Pipkin, his first and only of the game. 6:32 to play in the third quarter. It was 26-14. It would remain that way. Broncos would force a fumble on the ensuing drive by Leavenworth. Couldn't do much with it. Punt by Leavenworth, punt by the Broncos. Leavenworth would get it back, and they would go down the field, their best drive of the night. 9 plays, 83 yards, and with 9:34 to play in the fourth quarter, it was 26-20, game on, and then that fourth quarter, the Bronco defense just got stiff. So did Leavenworth. Forced a turnover on downs by the Broncos. They could have put it away there, couldn't. Leavenworth has to punt. Broncos go down the field looking to kick a field goal to win it with 2:45 to go in the game. Blocked by Leavenworth. They're still in it. 26-21 remains your score. Leavenworth to get it at their own 25-yard line, and a pass breakup by Kelson McAllister on the 4th down play would turn it over on downs with 2 minutes to play. Broncos able to pick up a couple first downs and go to victory. What a game this was for Spring Hill. We'll come back, get your thoughts about it, and start to wrap things up here from the Shack for the final time this year. The Broncos victorious here, 26-21 over Leavenworth. We'll continue on the Shoemaker Collision postgame show on Spring.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, Hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
What is typically a daunting, frustrating, and intimidating experience was enjoyable and exciting because of Amy. She listened to what we envisioned for our future home and was able to show us houses that reflected this. She was with us every step of the way, taking the time to answer our phone calls and texts. We ended up with our dream home all thanks to Amy.
Feel at home while you find your next home with Amy Kelly of Reese Nichols Real Estate. Amy goes above and beyond for her clients and even makes a contribution to Ronald McDonald House with every closing. Contact Amy Kelly to buy or sell your home.
Massage is more than relaxation. Apex Massage Therapy can go beyond with targeted work for headaches and sinuses, myofascial releases, trigger point therapy, neuromuscular therapy, reflexology, cupping, and hot stones. Kylie's hands go right to the problem areas and work out all the issues. She is certified in prenatal massages, oncology, lymphatic drainage, pre- and post-surgery massages, and she can also work on minors and athletes. For openings and specials, like and follow Apex MT on Facebook.
Hello, I'm Dr. Alyssa O'Connor, and I would like to welcome you to Sozo Chiropractic. So many people only seek out a chiropractor when they are in pain, but ongoing wellness care helps you deal with stress and be healthier. At Sozo Chiropractic, the focus is on holistic wellness for any age. I am Webster certified for prenatal care, pediatric trained, as well as a family chiropractor. We also offer acupuncture and sauna services. Sozo is a Greek word that means to heal, to make well, and to restore health. And that is our goal for each one of our patients who walks through the door.
The industry's most advanced equipment and training, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and the small-town friendly service you expect. That's J&T Auto Service in Spring Hill. Eliminate the veil of uncertainty with J&T Auto's digital diagnostic process. This unique service ensures transparency, clear communication, and documentation, allowing for a quick and complete repair. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
Welcome back once again. Good looking there at the Stranglers. Likely seniors playing some of their last action, playing their last action here on this football field. BJ Harris, Matt Jones, Caden Carbajo back one final time in Spring Hill as the Broncos win at 26-21. Matt, man, it's tough to. I want you to describe this whole game in one word. I'm just kidding. It's
I got one. Crazy.
It's nuts. It was a fun game to do. It was a little odd at times, and some things that the Broncos had to overcome. Ultimately, they were able to do so. And again, it's just one of those games. This will be one we'll be talking about probably as we remember it throughout the evening. Absolutely. About how things kind of went down, even though I just did a recap. But ultimately, it just kind of came down a little bit of grit, a little bit of heart, and that overcame it for the Broncos to get that win.
Yeah, and honestly, we call it crazy, but in everything in life, sometimes you have to deal with crazy things that happen to you, and they did. They could have folded. They could have folded on the last drive, and they showed some mettle, and they ended up on top. And credit to Leavenworth too. They were down 14-0, and crazy happened to them too. So it was just a good, hard-fought game.
It ultimately comes down to up front. Defensive line, if your defensive line can be stiff and play well, then you're going to have a chance to be in the game. That's what happened tonight. The Bronco defensive line and that front seven was really good throughout most of the game. And then when you can turn around and run the game, the Broncos are going to have well over 200 yards rushing, probably closer to 300 yards rushing in this game as an offense. Colton McKenna closer to 150 yards. Draven Pipkin's going to be close to 100 yards rushing. So when you can do that, that can really overcome some of that adversity you see and hand the ball to 5 and 2 and get 6-7 yards and win the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And they went back to their bread and butter, and that's what clinched the game for them.
Well, you'll have to re-rack it here pretty quickly. I mean, it's the same amount of time, but it's not because you got through that playoffs. Things start to compress a little bit. The field's now being cut in half for the Broncos in this 5A side of things. And I imagine Spring Hill certainly had a good approach last week going into Lewisburg. Definitely the underdog. Lewisburg been playing well. They knocked off Eudora, had rolled the Broncos early in the season. And whatever the Broncos did approaching Lewisburg, a tough, stout, physical, fast team, had them against the ropes and should have won the game. I imagine that's got to be similar game plan going against DeSoto.
Absolutely. And, they're going on the road. It's kind of enviable as a coach. They got nothing to lose. They're not expected to go up there and win. They just have to go play loose and have fun.
And we'll see if they can do that next week we'll have that for you next week as the Broncos travel up to DeSoto. They win this one tonight, 26-21, overcoming against Leavenworth. They never trailed in this game, although it was tied 14-14 late in the first half. Got a 5-point lead going to the locker room and ended up winning by that 5-point total. Again, a final score, 26-21. We'll be at DeSoto next week. Pregame coverage around 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock. As the Wildcats and the Broncos hook it up in week number 2 of the 5A playoffs, and you'll get to watch it here on Spring Hill Sports Live. Thanks again for all of our support. Thanks to the Spring Hill High School administration, wonderful hosts, what a great facility, and an excellent backdrop for our broadcast each and every home game. Again, for Caden Carbajo, Matt Jones, and B.J. Harris saying so long from the Shack here in Spring Hill. The Broncos win it 26-21 over Leavenworth. You saw it on Spring Hill Sports Live.
You've been watching Spring Hill High School Sports on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strode Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. Also by watching, and be sure to catch every second of the action right here on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live.